1934. A night fog enshrouds London's Croydon airfield. On the ground, a large crowd is gathered, its eyes anxiously searching the western sky for a lone plane. Newspapermen jostle ordinary citizens, and London's bobbies busily struggle to keep the throng away from the tarmac.
I say, I haven't seen the airport this crowded in years. Why all the watchful waiting?
Joe, don't you read the sheets?
Newspapers? No, Rex Maples don't have to read.
Well, Maples, if you did, you'd know who's coming in today.
Somebody special, eh?
I'll say. You ever hear of the Yankee they call the Man of Bronze?
No.
Well, he's a giant of a chap, with skin and hair the color of metal. That's why they call him the Man of Bronze. And he's got peculiar eyes, golden eyes, they say, with specks in them so they appear to swirl hypnotically. They say no living man has greater strength.
Never heard of it.
Well, this Bronze Man is one of the world's greatest surgeons. And he's made scientific discoveries your children will read about one day. And his work in aviation.
How many blokes you telling me about?
One, of course.
I think you're joshing me.
Listen, a few weeks ago, there was a revolution in Colby, in the Balkans. This Yankee put a stop to it, single-handed. Now he's on his way back to America. His plane's expected any minute. Understand he designed it himself.
What's this Bronze Man's business?
Well, evidently he travels around the world aiding those who need his help.
Soldier of fortune, eh? Charges plenty, I'll wager.
On the contrary, he doesn't accept fees. Deuced wealthy, I hear.
I say, if I was in a jam and went to the Bronze bloke, would he help me?
They say if he thinks you're deserving enough, he'll do just that.
What's his name?
Clark Savage, Jr. is his real name, but everyone knows him as Doc Savage.
Here comes Monk Mayfair, the ape-like chemist.
Blazes!
Ham Brooks, the sword-wielding lawyer.
Take that!
Rennie Renwick, the two-fisted engineer.
Holy cow!
Long Tom Roberts, the adventurous electrical genius.
Pipe down, you guys.
Johnny Littlejohn, the fighting archaeologist.
I'll be super amalgamated.
And their leader, the greatest adventure hero of the 1930s, the Man of Bronze, Doc Savage. The Variety Arts Radio Theater, by special arrangement with Condé Nast Publications, presents The Adventures of Doc Savage, a new series of radio adventures based on the novels by Lester Dent. Today, The Black Stick, Chapter 1 of the amazing story, The Thousand-Headed Man.
The plane! There it is!
Doc Savage!
Well, Maples, here she comes.
There he is!
There you are, Maples. Savage, Doc Savage.
He's the first celebrity I ever saw look as big as his reputation.
Say, Savage, how about a statement for the press?
There ain't no interviews. We don't go in. Say, who are those five odd-looking blokes?
Now, they must be Doc Savage's 5 assistants.
Oh, you don't work alone then?
No, but each of those men is a famous scientist in his own right. The short one in front is Monk Mayfair, the famous chemist.
Chemist? He looks like a bleeding ape.
Don't let that fool you. Behind him is Ham Brooks, the tall, well-dressed chap. A lawyer, he is. Then the big bloke with the huge fist and sad expression is Rennie Renwick, an engineer. The tall, thin one with the longish hair and monocle on his lapel must be Professor William Harper Littlejohn, the archaeologist. Johnny, they call him. That would make the last chap Long Tom Roberts. They say he's an electrical wizard. As I say, where you going, Maples?
I've got to get this to Doc Savage.
What is that in your hand? Looks like a licorice stick.
Never mind. I must get it to Savage.
Well, you'll never get through this crowd.
Hey, give me some drawing rooms. Doc Savage!
Hey, Doc, somebody's calling you.
Savage! Taxis! Savage!
Hey, good catch, Doc. Who threw that?
I didn't see, Monk. Wait. Listen.
Savage! That stick is important! Hold on to it! I'll explain later at your hotel!
I don't see who's yelling. This crowd's too thick.
Probably why he didn't try to give it to me personally. Don't recognize this object. Looks like a short length of rolled rubber. But it isn't rubber. It's a material I don't recognize.
He said it was important.
Yes, Ham, he did. Well, let's take him at his word and see if he shows up at our hotel. All right, let us through, please.
yes. I'm Maples. I want to see that heathen Malay, Sengat.
Oh, really, sorry. No catchy such a man in this place.
You tell Sengat I'm here, or you all same catchy hell.
You all same come alongside big mistake. No sin get.
No? Oh. So we'll just drag you out of the way here. Well, what have we here? A regular Oriental museum. It smells like an incense factory. It's got to be a serviceable weapon among these dragons and other heathen paraphernalia. Oh, that sword will do. Now for Sengat. Stand still, Sengat. I see you're still wearing golden protectors over those mandarin fingernails of yours. They make you look like a blasted spider. Now put your hands up, or this sword will do more than just nudge your stomach.
Tell him at the tank.
Speak English, damn you!
Welcome, Rex Maples.
Welcome. Oh, sure I am. Now, let's just see how well healed you are. What's this? Only one automatic?
I was not expecting illustrious visitors.
Uh-huh. Ah, what's this? A dagger. That's more like you. Now, let's get down to business. You know what I want, and I know you've got it in a hidden safe somewhere in this smuggler's den of yours.
I am importer, not smuggler.
Call it what you like. Let's take a look in that safe.
Please to remove knife from belly first.
Nothing doing. Where's the safe?
Behind wall hanging. Please to follow. Right here.
Don't touch that tapestry. Let me. Okay, open it. And if that black key isn't inside, I'll probably kill you.
Safe now open.
I can see that. Pull out that oilskin packet.
Here you are, Maples.
Yeah, this is it. Just like the other one. Just a black stick to anyone who don't know what it is.
Yes, one of the 3 keys to the secret of the man with 1,000 heads.
Indigo told you about that, huh?
Indigo told me everything. Indigo is quite faithful.
Indigo is all devil. He tortured me after he heard me talk in my sleep.
I'll wager Indigo learned all you knew.
Oh, yes. Indigo got it all. Everything about Calvin Copeland and his wife and the others, and what happened to them in Indochina. I had to tell it.
A pitiful story.
Damn you! You don't care what happened to Copeland. You just want to get to the 1,000-headed man.
You misjudge me.
Hey, step away from that taboret and get your hands back in the air. That's better. Now, what were you up to, you heathen man?
You don't get him!
You
He's outnumbered! Brain him! Search him, Indigo. He should have the other black stick. That will give us 2. We can get the 3rd from the Copeland girl later.
Not here. No black stick.
Then we'll make him talk. Awaken him. Throw some of that wine in his face.
Him wake up.
Blast you, Sengat. This ain't gonna do you any good.
No, not even if Indigo is told to burn the truth from your body as he did before.
Maybe so you fella tongue come loose.
Indigo! Go heat a poker in the fireplace for Mr. Maple.
No, wait. I can't stand to be burned again. Listen, you blokes are some good. Torture won't help you get that black stick.
No.
No, Doc Savage has my black stick.
You gave your keys to Doc Savage? Why?
Can't you guess? I wanted Savage's help. If any man in the world can save the Copeland expedition, he can.
I happened to be at the airport when his plane come in. I threw the stick to him and said I'd meet him at his hotel later.
Now, you fella make straight talk.
He's telling the truth, Indigo. He's too afraid of being branded to lie.
Us fella come alongside them mess. Doc Savage is devil.
I have read of this amazing bronze man, too. He is not one to cross. The papers say he is staying at the Piccadilly House. He has taken the entire top floor for himself and his men. We must recover the 2 remaining sticks. Now, Indigo, take your men and split into 2 groups. One group will go to the Piccadilly House and get the black stick, which is in the hands of the Bronze American. The other group will find Lucille Copeland and force her to hand over the 3rd stick.
Where we find Missy Copeland?
Maples knows where she is, I'm sure. He'll be glad to tell us, even if he has to be coaxed to do so. Won't you, Maples?
Hey, Doc. What's that buzzing?
That's Lone Tom's metal detection device. He installed it at the head of the stairs leading to this floor to warn us of approaching visitors. Here, let me shut it off. From the intensity of that buzz, I'd say our visitor or visitors are carrying some sizable equipment.
Like a newspaper snoop with a camera.
Or men with guns.
Hey, maybe it's that guy who threw the stick at you when we were at the airport.
Perhaps.
What's all the commotion, Doc?
Somebody's paying us a visit, it looks like.
I asked Doc, not you, you hairy mistake of nature.
Listen, Shyster, why don't you just
Monk,
go
Ham,
ahead?
stop your quarreling. This is no time for another round in your perpetual feud.
Sorry, Doc.
Me too.
Where are the others?
Long Tom and Johnny are taking in the sights. Rennie's keeping an eye on the outer door in case a reporter barges in.
And Rennie got it. Hey, sounds like more than one other voice.
See if you can catch a glimpse of them through the connecting door, Monk.
Right. 3 guys. They look like Indo-Chinese or Malay. I don't see no weapons on them.
They're probably hidden. Tell them I'm not here.
You want me to fib to them for you?
Nope, you'll be telling the truth. I'll be out on the window ledge.
Extraordinary. Doc said he'd be out on the ledge, but there's no ledge to speak of on this floor.
Doc's a regular human fly. If there's any cracks between the bricks, he'll be holding on to them.
I've known Doc for years, but his strength still manages to amaze me.
Well, while you're busy being flabbergasted, Shyster, I'll nosy out and see what our funny-looking guests are all about.
You fella Doc Savage?
No, I'm Rennie, Colonel John Renwick.
We like he speaking Doc Savage.
Doc just left.
Doc Savage, him come back soon.
Maybe. What you want with him?
Doc Savage got black stick. Him very much valuable. We come to help watch his stick.
The black stick that was tossed to Doc at the airport? I had a hunch that meant trouble.
You say you come here to help us guard a black stick?
You catchy idea.
Well, what's this all about?
Black stick, him very much want by some fella.
By who?
Very sorry. No can tell. Most man he come to this place by and by, maybe saw him talk to you, savvy?
Huh?
Doc Savage belong black stick?
You mean, has he got it?
Before we spill anything, you guys have got to tell us a story that means something. Who's supposed to have given his stick to Doc Savage?
Bossman.
What's his name?
No can tell.
What is this black stick anyway? Looks like rubber, but it isn't.
Very sorry. No can tell.
We're getting no place fast. I don't know when Doc will be coming back, but give me a minute and I'll check. He might have left a note behind or something.
I heard most of what went on, Monk.
Good for you, fashion plate. I gotta check with Doc. Hey, Doc, you still out there?
Yes, Mom.
I ain't getting nothing out of him, Doc. Should I go ahead and scare him anyway?
Do that. Give them time to travel a little and then meet me in the lobby. Ham and Rennie are to stay here by the phone.
Gotcha. Sorry, boys, I can't find any message from Doc. No telling when he'll be back.
What's that?
Oh, that? Just my pet pig, habeas corpus. Got him in Arabia. He's a mighty special kind of pig. Knows all sorts of tricks. But it's a funny thing. The Arab I brought him from claimed Habeas had the evil eye, and that awful things happened to guys whenever Habeas looked at him. Of course, there ain't nothing to that story.
Pig, looky at us, fella.
Oh, he's always sizing up folks like that.
Oh, say, he must, fella, come back another time.
Have it your way.
Yeah, I think they were figuring on waiting for Doc until Habeas showed up.
I thought they might, so I signaled Habeas to follow me out and spun that yarn for him. Worked good, too.
And now what?
Well, Doc says for you and Ham to wait here while we tail that bunch to their boss. Keep an eye on Habeas, will you?
Holy cow. Not only am I going to miss out on some fun, but I get stuck with this pig, too.
Good thing we snagged this cab when we did, Doc. Them Malays or whatever they were had a car stashed around the corner of the hotel.
Yes. Now, I saw the cab coming, so I climbed down the front of the hotel and hailed it.
Well, we're right behind them. Where are we, anyway?
This is the Shoreditch section of London. It's an old, run-down area, now inhabited by Asiatics for the most part. Chinese, Malays, and the like. Rather like a cosmopolitan limehouse, London's equivalent of Chinatown.
Yeah. Now that the rain's let up, I can see sidewalk vendors hawking food and stuff. What a smell. Must come from all that food being outside.
Wait a minute. The other car seems to be slowing down.
Yeah. They're stopping in front of that quiet-looking place up ahead.
Driver, turn the next corner. We're getting out. Thank you. That's all?
So far, so good. Shall we go in and roust them?
No, Monk. Let's reconnoiter first. There's no sense barging in and ruining our advantage. First, we'll make sure there's nobody in front of the house.
What's that you pulled out of your vest?
Collapsible periscope to see around the corner.
See anything?
There appear to be no guards posted. Follow me.
There's an open window.
Yes. Get down. I'll check out the room with the periscope. Room appears to be empty. Come on, through the window.
Phew. Incense. An oriental junk.
There are voices coming from the other side of that door. Let's get closer.
Back so soon? Let me have the black key.
Hey, Sully.
Papa Sal, why did you not get it?
Us fella coming outside Evil Eye.
I don't understand. Did you see Savage?
Savage fella, not there. Black sticker not there. Fella with pig told us so. Pig all same have Evil Eye. Us fella leave.
I told them Habeas had the evil eye. That sent him running.
Good. Listen to the one whose English is more cultured. He's evidently the leader.
You lie nothing. You were tricked. Savage's men must have thought they could get rid of us by frightening you away. They were mistaken. We may need all three of those black keys when we reach the south on the headed man. But we will get them. Indigo and the others are no doubt having more success in their quest for the third key. In the meantime, you look, perhaps a little wine will cheer you up. You! Go get the bottle of wine we opened yesterday in the next room.
Doc, he's coming in here.
Yes. There's the wine on that tabaret. Get into the closet, Monk. I'm going to try something.
Whew. How do you think you get back to this closet in time?
Quiet. Shh. Give him time to get the wine and take it back to the others. All right. Come on.
Sounds like they're getting ready for a toast.
Who are securing the three black keys?
Doc? I don't get it.
Shh. Wait a moment. That should do it. Come on.
Blazes! They're out cold. What'd you do to them?
I poured a small vial of liquid anesthetic into the wine bottle. Had it in my equipment vest.
Well, it sure did the trick.
Let's find the leader.
Probably this one. He's the only one I don't recognize from the bunch at the hotel. Say, look at his fingernail.
Yes, he's wearing solid gold finger caps. Among certain merchant classes in the Orient, long fingernails are a sign of wealth. The luxury of avoiding work with one's hands.
Well, this guy sure ain't done any work in a long time. These nails are so long they've curved up into talons. Must be 6 inches long.
Which is why he wears the gold protectors, to keep them from chipping or breaking.
Well, now that we got him, what do we do with him?
I think we'll question the leader with some truth serum I have with me. Put him on that couch while I prepare the syringe.
Okay. Whew, this bird's heavier than he looks. Must be them dang fingernails.
Roll up his sleeve.
All set.
There. The truth serum should take effect almost instantly. He'll remain unconscious, but he'll be able to hear us and answer our questions. We'll test his reactions by asking his name. What is your name?
Name Sengat.
Never heard of him.
Tell me about the black sticks, Sengat. What are they?
Black sticks. Keys.
Keys to what?
Keys to mystery.
What mystery?
Mystery of thousand-headed man.
Blazes!
What is the thousand-headed man?
Legend in my country.
Tell me about the legend, Sengat.
Hundreds of years ago, deep in heart of jungles, Indochina, a large city occupied by prosperous, happy people, very learned.
Go on.
One day, something walked into the city. Something horrible. So horrible, every man, woman, child fled. Never returned.
The city was abandoned?
Stands to this day in jungle. No one knows where. Just as built. But legends tell of one who remained.
One man left in the city.
One left. Thousand-headed man.
This is giving me the creeps, Doc. Could he be telling the truth?
Why are the three black sticks called keys to the thousand-headed man?
For centuries, all who go near thousand-headed man die. Keys may be charmed. Ward off death. With much money. Must get keys. My man gets the third.
Who has the third key?
Indigo. And my man, by now.
What do you mean, by now?
Indigo went to Lucille Copeland. Girl has the key. Give it to Maples. Maples with Indigo.
Maples? Who the blazes is Maples?
Could I help the girl if I went to her now?
Maybe.
What is her address?
Regent's Park, number 90, Wallabout Street.
We better move fast, Doc.
Right, but we'd first better tie up Sengat and his men. They won't be unconscious more than an hour or so.
Those wall hangings should make dandy ropes.
Good enough, Monk. Then we have to hurry. Lucille Copeland's life is unquestionably in danger.
Will Doc and Monk arrive in time to save Lucille Copeland and the black stick in her possession? And what are the mysterious sticks that Sengat calls keys? Don't miss Three Black Sticks, Chapter 2 of The Thousand-Headed Man, next time on The Adventures of Doc Savage. The Thousand-Headed Man was written by Lester Dent and adapted for radio by Will Murray. Featured in the cast were Daniel Chodos, Robert Towers, Bill Ratner, Bob Farley, Art Dutch, Michael McConaughey, Douglas Kohler, and William Irwin. Also heard were Glenn Shaddix, Scott McKenna, and Bob Lyons. Sound effects were created by David Surtees, assisted by Jerry Williams. Production assistance by Samantha Kimmel and Doris Christie. Engineering by Denny King. The Adventures of Doc Savage is produced and directed by Roger Rittner and is a presentation of the Variety Arts Radio Theater.
You guys Doc Savage's men?
That's right. You guys cops?
Name's Sergeant Neville. Doc Savage told us we'd find you here. you'd all better come down to the station house with us. Your leader's under arrest for murder.
Here comes Monk Mayfair, the ape-like chemist.
Blazes!
Ham Brooks, the sword-wielding lawyer.
Take that!
Rennie Renwick, the two-fisted engineer.
Holy cow!
Long Tom Roberts, the adventurous electrical genius.
Pipe down, you guys.
Johnny Littlejohn, the fighting archaeologist.
I'll be super amalgamated.
And their leader, the greatest adventure hero of the 1930s, the man of bronze, Doc Savage. The Variety Arts Radio Theater, by special arrangement with Condé Nast Publications, presents The Adventures of Doc Savage, a new series of radio adventures based on the novels by Lester Dent. Today, Three Black Sticks, Chapter 2 of the amazing story, The Thousand-Headed Man. In London, Doc Savage and his 5 assistants have been given a mysterious black stick by a stranger. The stranger, one Rex Maples, then scours London for 2 matching sticks, one of which is in the hands of a mysterious Oriental named Sen Gat, who captures Maples and tortures him into revealing that Doc Savage has one of the sticks. Sen Gat's men, failing in an attempt to obtain this stick from Doc, return to their leader, unaware that Doc and Monk Mayfair have followed them. Overpowering Sen Gat and his henchmen, Doc hears a grisly story of a forgotten city in the jungles of Indochina, ruled by a creature known only as the Thousand-Headed Man. Sen Gat also reveals that the mysterious black sticks are keys to the secret of the Thousand-Headed Man, and that his men are on the trail of the third stick, which is owned by young Lucille Copeland. Doc and Monk speed to Lucille Copeland's home in hopes of heading off what they expect will be an attempt on the woman's life.
We just tied on to Wallabout Street, Doc.
Yes, Monk. Number 90, where Lucille Copeland lives, should be just ahead. There it is. Stop here, driver. Pay the driver, Monk.
Okay. See anything, Doc? The street ain't too well lit.
I don't see any lights in the Copeland house.
Yeah, the place looks deserted. You suppose we're on a wild goose chase?
I don't know, but let's approach carefully. Stay close to the hedges. Wait, Monk. I smell something. Something sweet.
There's roses growing at the next house over.
No, in addition to that. Wait. Look, moving toward that tree.
Huh? Where?
Down, Monk.
Blazes! Did you see who shot at us?
Yes, it was a woman, a very attractive, dark-haired young woman in gray tweed.
Lucille Copeland?
Perhaps. See her, Monk? There, in the shadow of that large elm tree.
Oh, yeah.
We're too exposed here. Follow me through this door.
Hey, look! There's a door.
That one went high. Let's try that door.
Hey, what's going on? Sound like the whole neighborhood woke up. Bet you the cops won't be long now.
Door's unlocked.
Think it's safe to go inside?
No less than being shot at out here. I have a flashlight. Have your super machine pistol handy.
All set, Doc. I got mercy bullets in the drum, so no one will be hurt.
Good. Here comes the light.
Yo! Corpses! 3 of them!
Yes. Malays. Probably some of Sen Gat's crew. Still warm, too.
They're sure a mess, ain't they?
Yes. Look at those chest wounds. They're ragged. I'd say a crease cost them.
Yeah. That's one of them wavy Malay swords. This don't make sense, Doc. Or does it? I know that trilling sound you make, Doc. You've discovered something important, haven't you?
Yes, Monk. You see that bottle of perfume on the table?
Huh?
I'd recognize the brand. It's the same scent as the one I smelled outside when the woman ran past.
Blazes! That means she lives in this house and is probably Lucille Copeland. But what did she shoot at us for?
She may have been frightened. Obviously, these 3 murders were committed not many minutes ago. We'd better... That may be her now.
Well, here she goes. Boy, if somebody ain't called the cops by now, it'll be a miracle.
Yes, back inside, Monk. We only have a few minutes.
Now what?
While I alert the rest of our crew, you search the house for anything that might explain the mystery. Particularly look for another black stick.
Gotcha, Doc.
Operator, connect me with Rennie Renwick at the Piccadilly House, please.
Rennie Renwick speaking.
Want some exercise?
Yeah, we might stand some, Doc.
We left a man named Sen Gat and some of his followers tied up at 55 River Street in Shoreditch. You'll recognize Sen Gat by his 6-inch fingernails. Watch them until we arrive and see if you can find out anything about the 1,000-headed man and the 3 black keys.
Huh?
The black stick thrown to us at the airfield is one of 3 black keys. We've got 2 of them now.
Holy cow, this is sure getting to be a strange business.
And bloody, too. 3 men have been knifed so far. Watch out for more of Sen Gat's men who may return to that house.
We're on our way, Doc.
No identification on them bodies, Doc. But I found some letters to Lucille Copeland. No black stick, though.
Maybe a more thorough search will turn something.
Oh! Look out the window! A car with a red light on top. London police must not use sirens.
You sure they're police?
Yeah! I see the badges shining on their funny-looking helmets. They're coming up the walk.
Spread out, men, and be careful. The woman who phoned said this Doc Savage has already knifed 3 people.
Doc! Hear that? This Lucille Copeland must have pinned these murders on you.
Yes. It'd be foolish to try to explain our way out of this under these circumstances. There's still time to get out the back door. Let's go.
Right. I just hope the others are having better luck.
All right, this is the police. Open up in here.
This is it, fellas. The address Doc gave me. Looks quiet.
The whole neighborhood looks quiet. The only person around is that sidewalk vendor who gave us a bilious stare as we went by. Say, there he goes now.
Yeah, Ham. He's scuttling away like he's up to something.
Long Tom is manifestly suspicious of everyday occurrences.
I am not, Johnny.
Come on, Doc said he left the front door unlocked. Holy cow! Look!
Somebody beat us here. There's only a pile of cut ropes lying where Sen Gat and his gang were.
Well, no use crying over spilled milk. Come on. Doc will want us to look around while we're here.
The paper's on this desk saying the Sen Gat is an importer and trades and stuff from Indochina.
Look here, a newspaper clipping from last winter.
Oh, yeah? What's it say?
The headline reads, Exploring Party Lost. Some anxiety is being felt over the safety of Calvin Copeland, who, with his wife and daughter, departed some months ago on an expedition into the interior jungles of Indochina. Accompanying the Copelands was explorer Rex Maples. The fact that the Copeland expedition departed amid a cloud of secrecy and gave no indication of its final destination makes search efforts impossible, authorities say.
Perchance this epistle relates to the entity possessing innumerable craniums.
You mean the 1,000-headed man, Johnny? I don't...
You, Doc Savage's men?
That's right. You guys cops?
What else would they be in those blue uniforms?
Name's Sergeant Neville. Doc Savage told us we'd find you here. You'd all better come down to the station house with us. Your leader's under arrest for murder.
What?
A girl named Lucille Copeland accused Savage of knifing 3 blokes on her own. Savage says you guys can furnish him with an alibi.
I say, fellows, have you noticed that this personage bears a remarkable resemblance to a certain anthropoidal chemist of renown?
What's that? What did he say?
Is Monk Mayfair with Doc?
Yeah, he's waiting too.
Johnny was just saying how much you look like Monk.
Do I now? I ain't noticed it myself.
Didn't notice. Monk is 5 feet tall, covered with red hair, and looks exactly like the monkey's uncle everyone talks about. And you're almost his twin.
Well, enough of that now. If you blokes will just follow
We'll
up.
follow you 3 feet, no place. Now drop your nightsticks.
Yeah, now, what's with the firearm? We're constables of the law.
And I say you're a pack of fakes. This gun may look like an automatic, but it shoots like a machine gun. Now drop those sticks. Now, let's get to the bottom of this. We want some fast answers. Who are you?
You know where you can go, bloke.
Showing your true colors, huh? Where is Sen Gat? Doc left them tied up here.
If you turn around slowly, Mr. Renwick, you will discover my whereabouts for yourself.
Holy cow. We should have checked the back of the house.
But I would not turn around until you have surrendered your weapon. Unless you want a bullet in your back or the backs of your friends.
I knew that sidewalk vendor was up to no good.
Yes, he is one of my men, just as Ebel here is. Take their weapons, Ebel.
With pleasure. Give me that gun, bloke. Fancy, ain't it?
Doc Savage is supposed to have invented those weapons. They fire anesthetic bullets. Each of these 4 men should have one in a shoulder holster.
Got 'em all.
Good. I plan to lure you into our little trap. It worked well, don't you agree?
Okay, so the Bobby uniforms put us off guard. What now?
We shall search you. You may have one of the black keys. Evers!
No dice, Sengat. They're clean.
Most unfortunate. It has been a night for misfortune. Indigo and the others failed to get the 3rd key from Lucille Copeland. All because they fought among themselves over the prize. The result, 3 are dead. The girl and the 3rd key have eluded my grasp. And Rex Maples has gotten away.
So what's next?
Ethel, what was it these men remarked about your physique?
Something about me looking like one of Doc Savage's blokes. Monk, his name was.
Yes, Monk. Quite fitting. If we move quickly, it might be possible to put this happy resemblance to good use. Tie up Savage's men. Then we must locate Lucille Copeland.
There's Sengat's house, Doc. Phew, I never thought we'd get here. All that walking. Hey, look. Sengat's front door is wide open.
Yes, I see that. But look over there, at that sidewalk vendor.
Yeah. Hey, he sees us. He's making a run for it.
Come on.
He's going around the corner, Doc. There he goes. You got him, Doc. You got him. Phew. That was fast traveling.
Monk, check Sengat's house while I question this man.
Right.
All right, you. Suppose you tell me about Sengat.
Kurang Pareska.
Don't know, huh? You may change your tune.
Hey, Doc, the place is deserted. No Rennie, no Sengat, nothing.
All right, Monk. I think this vendor knows something. Now, what's behind that 1,000-headed man business?
Me not know.
Ah, he speaks English, huh?
Yes, but he's being uncooperative. Perhaps I can change his mind. After all, I got Sengat to tell us about the 1,000-headed man.
What you do, Sengat?
Ah, so Sengat told you about Doc working him over, huh?
Wait, I tell. Listen, Calvin Copen us same fine city of 1,000-headed man one time. 2 other fella with him in plane. Something bad happened. Copen fella get away. Sengat learned this from Indigo.
Where did this Indigo learn about the 1,000-headed man?
What Maples tell Indigo. Maples with Copen fella escape with him.
Where did the black sticks come in?
Copen make black sticks to use as key when he go back to 1,000-headed man city.
Keys? That doesn't make sense.
1,000-headed man have something Copen want bad. Sangat, he want also. Very valuable this thing.
Yeah? What is it?
Not know what thing is. Sangat, him one time also live in Indochina jungle. Him also know 1,000-headed man got. Him not tell us though.
Where is Calvin Copeland now?
Him go back. Hunt 1,000-headed man Indochina. Also not come back. Copen wife too. Missy will see Copen, Maple fella, them two get out of jungle.
How did Sengat learn of the Copeland expedition?
Missy Copen and Maple, they try to go somebody hunt fella who lost in jungle. They talk Indigo. He talk Sangat. You savvy?
Where did my men go? The ones who were in that house.
Sangat take. Not nowhere.
Blazes, Doc. Sengat's got Rennie and the others. We gotta find her.
We will, Monk. Once we...
There we go. Get him.
Cops! They found us. They're coming right at us.
There are only 5 of them, Monk. I hate to assault officers who are only doing their duty, but I'm afraid we have no choice. We can't afford to be arrested now.
Gotcha, Doc. Here they come.
Now!
I got him. I didn't bop him hard, just enough to lay him out.
Good. Let's get back to the hotel. I still have the 2 black sticks I took from Sengat. Maybe a chemical analysis will tell us something of what they are.
Okay, Doc. Let's hope we can get back to the hotel without any more bobbies landing on us. Boy, am I glad to be back. My feet are killing me.
Evidently, the police haven't thought to post guards at the hotel.
Hey, there's somebody in our room. A guy and a girl. And she's got a gun, Doc.
Doc? Are you Doc Savage?
Yes, and you are the woman who shot at us earlier this evening.
She is?
Oh, then I may...
A mistake, I'm sure. That is, if you're talking about shooting at us. Why don't you lower that pistol?
Of course.
Maybe I can explain this, Mr. Savage. This is Lucille Copeland, daughter of Calvin Copeland, the famous explorer.
Yes, I know. And you are...
My name is Rex Maples. I'm an explorer, too. I threw that black stick to you at the airfield.
I see.
Mr. Savage, my father and my mother, I want your help in finding...
Let's clear up the matter of you shooting at Monk and myself first, shall we?
I can explain that. After I threw the stick to you, I went to get the second stick from an Oriental named Sengat. But I was captured. Indigo, one of Sengat's men, threatened to brand me unless I did what they wanted.
Which was?
To go along with Indigo and his men to Lucille's house, pretend they were friends of mine, and get Miss Copeland's black stick.
I see.
I gave them the stick, but then they began to fight among themselves. The one called Indigo wanted the stick for himself. He stabbed 2 of the others after one of them had killed a third man.
Well, that explains the 3 dead guys we found.
Yes. There was a lot of confusion during the fight, and Mr. Maples and I managed to slip out the back door. We split up, and then you showed up. I fired over your heads to warn you off, and then I ran.
Huh. We must have just missed that Indigo character by a hair, Doc.
I met Mr. Maples at a prearranged spot. We decided to come to you.
Then Indigo has the 3rd black stick.
No, I snatched it during the fight. Here it is.
Yes, just like the others. Just a round stick of something like rubber. Except it isn't rubber.
Boy, this is swell. Now we got all 3 of them.
Yes?
This is Sengat. I have words of wisdom, Savage.
So have I. Turn my 4 men loose, now.
Precisely what I want to discuss. I propose a trade.
What kind of trade?
Your men for the black sticks.
No deal, Sengat.
You fool! Your men will die horribly at my hands. And a tip to the London police that you are at your hotel will mean your apprehension. You're still wanted for murder, you know.
That was a nice piece of trickery.
Yes, wasn't it? A woman did call the police. But of course it was not Lucille Copeland.
I know. Call me in an hour, Sengat. I'll have an answer for you then.
You cannot fight me successfully, Savage. I am...
That was Sengat?
Yes, he wants to trade the black sticks for 4 of my men he has captured.
How awful.
What are you going to do, Mr. Savage?
Operator, Scotland Yard, please. Scotland Yard, this is Operative SX73182. Somewhere in London is a large clock which has just struck 4 o'clock. That's right, an hour off. I need the location of that clock as soon as possible. Put out a general call on it. I'll call back in a few moments.
What was that all about, Doc?
When I spoke with Sengat, I heard a large clock in the background strike an hour late. I want to know where that clock is.
But won't Scotland Yard know where you are now?
No, Miss Copeland. My operative number is a secret identification. The person I spoke to responds only to the number. I was assigned it as an honorary representative of the yard some years back.
Yeah, Doc gave him a hand on an important case. They were real grateful.
Now, while we await developments, why don't you tell me your side of the mystery, Miss Copeland? Beginning with the 3 black sticks. They are keys, are they not?
Yes, Mr. Savage. You see, there's a city in the jungles of Indochina where, legends say, lives a man with 1,000 heads.
Yes, we know about that, and I know that your father found this city, escaped from it once, and then returned with you and Rex Maples. Why did he go back?
He said he was going to rescue his pilot and mechanic, who was still alive.
But you think there's more to it than that.
Yes. I think there was some other attraction. It must have been something tremendous, because he became obsessed with returning to the city.
And Sengat knows something about it, too. Otherwise, he wouldn't be so hot to get those keys.
When my father returned from that first expedition a year ago, he was suffering from a high fever. All he did was rave deliriously about the 1,000-headed man and stare crazily at a small bag he brought back with him from the jungle.
A bag?
Yes. He would often shut himself up in his room alone with it. I think he was experimenting with whatever was in the bag.
When did these black sticks enter the picture?
Last winter, during the second expedition into the jungle. You see, Mr. Maples here was hired to head the rescue mission, and I went along too. It was a long, hard trip. But when we got near the city of the 1,000-headed man, my father became very agitated. It was then that he gave Mr. Maples and myself and one other member of our party one of the black sticks apiece.
Did he explain what they were?
No. He intended to, I suspect, but there was no time. He only told us that they were the keys with which we could enter the presence of the 1,000-headed man and survive.
Say, Doc, if Copeland gave each one of them the keys, then one must be all they need.
Correct. But Sengat doesn't know that. That's why he's after all 3.
Go on, Miss Copeland.
The most horrible part comes next. The night Father gave us the sticks, the jungle was particularly still. Even the birds fell silent after dusk. It was as if the jungle was cursed. And then something happened.
What do you mean?
I don't know how to explain it. At first, we heard a weird sound, like many cats hissing angrily. And with it came a peculiar fluttering among the leaves. Father awakened us. He started yelling about the black sticks. Suddenly, I felt ill. My head swam. I couldn't think straight. Father felt it too. He told me to run for my life. He pushed me out into the jungle, and I remember running through the undergrowth for what seemed like hours. Then I must have blacked out, because I can't recall anything.
Places.
I don't know how long I wandered. When I regained consciousness, I started back for the camp. That's when I found Mr. Maples and another member of our party. Both were as dazed as I was. We tried to find my father and the others, but we became lost in the jungle. After a while, the other man died. We took his black stick and eventually found our way to civilization.
Can you add anything, Maples?
Almost nothing. I was overcome by the same thing that affected Miss Copeland. Whatever it was, it came up upon us as if it was invisible.
Quite a story.
Which, unfortunately, the authorities refused to believe. Our attempts to organize another rescue expedition failed miserably.
That's when I met up with Indigo, one of Sengat's pirates. I tried to interest him in a new expedition. He led me on and learned enough of the story to realize there was something of great value at stake. He tortured me into telling about the black sticks. He took one before I could get away from him.
We were at our wits' end, Mr. Savage. Then we heard you were arriving in London. I sent Mr. Maples to meet you.
But I couldn't get through the crowd at the airfield. I threw the stick to you instead. Then I went to try to get the third stick from Sengat, and you know the rest.
A very weird tale. Miss Copeland, you believe your father is still alive?
Yes. We have no proof, of course. But Father felt some members of the first expedition were still alive in the 1,000-headed man city. So I can only hope he is there also.
I see.
Hey, Doc, ain't it about time to call Scotland Yard back?
Yes, thank you, Monk. Excuse me. Operator, Scotland Yard, please. This is Operative SX73182. Do you have the information I requested? I see. Thank you. The clock is on a building at number 13 Old Crossing Lane. Monk and I will investigate. Here are the 3 black sticks, Miss Copeland. I suggest you and Maples stay here until we return. Let's go, Monk.
Oh, boy, action at last. Sengat, here we come.
Will Doc succeed in rescuing his 4 friends held by Sengat? Can he locate the missing Calvin Copeland? And just what are the 3 black sticks that everyone seeks so desperately? Don't miss Flight into Fear, Chapter 3 of The Thousand-Headed Man, next time on The Adventures of Doc Savage. The Thousand-Headed Man was written by Lester Dent and adapted for radio by Will Murray. Featured in the cast were Daniel Chodos, Robert Towers, Bill Ratner, Ann Ross, Kimmett Mustin, Art Dutch, Bob Farley, William Irwin, Michael McConaughey, and Scott McKenna. Also heard were Douglas Kohler and Bob Lines. Sound effects were created by David Surtees, assisted by Jerry Williams. Production assistance by Samantha Kimmel and Doris Christie. Engineering by Denny King. The Adventures of Doc Savage is produced and directed by Roger Rittner and is a presentation of the Variety Arts Radio Theater.
Rex, look at it. Did you ever see anything like it?
It's deuced unusual, I'll say.
It's the most hideous thing I could imagine. Every inch of that temple, walls, stairs, everything is covered with hands. Hundreds and hundreds of hands.
Here comes Monk Mayfair, the ape-like chemist.
Gracious!
Ham Brooks, the sword-wielding lawyer.
Take that!
Rennie Renwick, the two-fisted engineer.
Holy cow!
Long Tom Roberts, the adventurous electrical genius.
Pipe down, you guys.
Johnny Littlejohn, the fighting archaeologist.
I'll be super amalgamated.
And their leader, the greatest adventure hero of the 1930s, the man of bronze, Doc Savage. The Variety Arts Radio Theater, by special arrangement with Condé Nast Publications, presents The Adventures of Doc Savage, a new series of radio adventures based on the novels by Lester Dent. Today, Flight into Fear, Chapter 3 of the amazing story, The Thousand-Headed Man. In London, Doc Savage and his 5 aides have become enmeshed in a web of mystery surrounding 3 black sticks, which are keys to a legendary city in the jungles of Indochina, ruled by a being known as the Thousand-Headed Man. Doc and Monk have successfully recovered the black sticks from the evil Oriental merchant Sengat and his vicious cohorts. But 4 of Doc's men, Rennie, Ham, Long Tom, and Johnny, have been captured by Sengat and his henchman Evel, who bears a remarkable resemblance to Doc's aide Monk. Sengat then frames Doc for the murders of 3 of Sengat's own men. Avoiding the police, Doc and Monk return to their hotel room, where they learn from Lucille Copeland and explorer Rex Maples of the ill-fated expeditions of Lucille Copeland's father in search of the secret of the Thousand-Headed Man, a secret so valuable that Sengat is willing to kill for it. Unaware that Sengat is plotting to capitalize on Evel's resemblance to Monk, Doc and Monk have set off in search of their kidnapped friends, leaving Lucille Copeland and Rex Maples in Doc's hotel suite, guarding the 3 black sticks.
Please, Miss Copeland, there's no need to pace the floor like that. Sit down.
I suppose you're right, Rex. I try to relax, but I'm nervous. Mr. Savage and Mr. Mayfair left over an hour ago to locate their men. If they are prisoners of that horrible Sengat, there'll be a terrible battle. Mr. Savage could be hurt or killed, and all because of us.
From what I hear, Savage can take care of himself.
Perhaps, but Sengat is vicious. He tortured you, and he's a murderer. If he harms Mr. Savage, our last hope of finding my father will be lost.
Buck up. We aren't lost yet.
Should I answer it? Mr. Savage is still being hunted for murder.
It may be Savage himself.
Yes, of course. Hello?
Miss Copeland.
Yes? Who is this?
It's me, Monk Mayfair.
Oh, Mr. Mayfair, I didn't recognize your voice. You sound hoarse. Is there anything wrong?
No, but things are jumping. Doc and me sprung our friends, but Sengat and his crew got away. There was a fight, and a lucky punch jimmied my voice box a little. That's why I sound like this.
Oh, I'm so glad your friends are unharmed. Rex, it's Mr. Mayfair. He says he and Mr. Savage rescued their friends.
Very good. What next?
What do we do now, Mr. Mayfair?
Doc's agreed to help find your father. He wants me to fly you to Indochina right away. Can you meet me at Croydon Airfield in 20 minutes?
Meet you? Isn't Mr. Savage coming?
He's going to follow in another plane. Doc figures Sengat's still lurking about, so he's going to hang back just in case Sengat tries to follow us. Don't worry, he'll catch up.
In that case, we'll join you immediately.
Swell. Meet me at Hangar 13 at the west end of the field. A plane will be warming up by the time you get there.
Very well. Goodbye. Rex, Mr. Savage has agreed to find my father. We're to meet Mr. Mayfair at the airfield.
Wonderful. Let's go.
Miss Copeland, Maples, up here. Hurry, we're about to take off.
Mr. Mayfair, your face. Those bandages. What happened?
Huh? Oh, I forgot to tell you. I got nicked by one of them wavy swords during the fight. It's not too bad. Don't worry.
Oh, for a moment I thought it was worse. Most of your face is covered.
Doc did that. Guess he wanted to be safe. Well, you two grab some seats in the cabin while I shut the hatch. There. All set.
Well, what about provisions and clothes? We can't just fly into the jungle without preparing ourselves.
Don't worry about that. Doc thinks of everything. He's got clothes and stuff in the back. Now, I'm going to get this plane moving.
Well, Lucille, we're on our way.
Yes, on our way to Indochina and hopefully to find my father.
That's it, Doc. The clock that sounds an hour late. It just struck 5, but it's 6 o'clock.
Yes, just as I heard in the background when Sengat phoned to bargain for Rennie and the others.
Boy, if Scotland Yard only knew they helped you locate this clock when they're turning the town on its ear trying to find you for that murder rap Sengat trumped up on you.
Yes. Let's reconnoiter the neighborhood.
Okay. Boy, everything looks deserted. Nothing but grimy shops and warehouses in all directions. If Sengat is hiding out here, he's going to be tough to flush out.
Perhaps not, Monk. Look, there's a light in that building ahead. That's unusual for this time of night.
Well, let's check it out, then. I'm itching for a real scrap with Sengat and his cronies.
Stand on the other side of this door, Monk. Right. I'll try a little impersonation.
Who there? A message, thou dog. Open up. Message for who? Sengat. Sengat not here. Open this door, offspring of a worm. I was told to come here.
He fell for it, Doc.
What was... Oh, catch him, Monk.
Got him. Oh, you sure bopped him good, Doc. He's as limp as a dish rag.
Drag him inside while I shut the door.
He'll sleep fine in this dark corner.
Good. I see a light shining through a crack under that far door. Rennie and the others may be in that next room.
Sengat, too, I hope. I got dibs on that long-nailed crook.
Come on. Quietly.
Oh, somebody's coming out.
They must have heard the scuffle. Stay in the shadows. Let him come to us.
Fellow, what's blowing that noise?
Now, Monk.
He's got a gun, Doc.
Grab his gun arm.
I got it. Get his cannon before he shoots somebody.
There. We timed that well.
Yeah. With both of us rushing at him, he didn't know who to shoot at first, so he missed both times.
Monk, look over your shoulder.
Blazes! There's Ham and Rennie and the others. Bound and gagged like Christmas turkeys.
Hold on to this one while I untie them.
Right.
Just a minute, man. Wait till I remove your gag.
Holy cow, Doc. I was beginning to think you'd never show up. Get these ropes off me, will you?
There. Untie the rest.
Right.
Well, you all better exercise your arms and legs to restore circulation. Those ropes were tight.
Phew. That gag was beginning to taste like sand.
Just wait till I get my hands on that Sengat's dirty neck.
An extremely probable eventuation.
That gag didn't make Johnny swallow any of his big words.
I see Monk's got hold of that devil Indigo.
That's who I got. Well, we sure heard a lot about you, Indigo. Pleased to meet you.
Oh, you fella too smart.
I'll do a lot worse than that if you don't start cooperating.
Well, that might be Sengat since he appears to be absent.
Yes? The trade with Doc Savage is no longer necessary. Get rid of the prisoners. Knives first, then the river. Understand?
You want all 4 murdered, is that it?
Savage!
That was Sengat. He just ordered your deaths.
That means he's pulled some kind of fast one.
Operator, Hotel Piccadilly, Suite A, please. Sengat means to trade your lives for the 3 black sticks I left with Lucille Copeland. Something has caused him to change his mind. Yes? Thank you, operator. There's no answer.
Let's pump this guy, Doc.
How about me banging him around a little?
Oh, you fella let me go.
Sure, would be likely to do that. One way.
Oh, stop twisting on, you fella.
What does Sengat have up his sleeve, Indigo?
What you fella like to know? Maybe so talk, if you know kill.
Talk first.
Sengat send Missy Copeland and Maples alongside Indochina in plane. Him got man who all the same look like Monk fellow here. Savvy?
Holy cow, I get it, Doc. Sengat is a man named Evil working for him who looks just like Monk.
I don't believe it.
I saw him with my own eyes, Doc. There really is another person walking this earth who's as ugly as Monk here. I'm sorry to say.
Anyway, this Evil must have tricked him into going with him to Indochina.
With the 3 black sticks, no doubt.
Now what?
You killed those men at Lucille Copeland's house, didn't you, Indigo?
Oh, no. You fella blong bad idea.
I suspect Scotland Yard will think differently. We'll turn Indigo and his friend over to the authorities. That should clear up the murder charge against me.
Then we're off to get that rat who's impersonating me, right, Doc?
Yes, Monk. We're off to Indochina. And this mysterious 1,000-headed man.
Hey, Doc. Rennie wants to take on fuel in Calcutta. He says we're running low.
Fine, Monk. I hope we'll have an easier time of it than in Russia.
Yeah, that Russian Commissar almost didn't let us take off again. They sure are strict about who they let fly over their country. Boy, you're really working up a sweat back here.
Well, that takes care of the physical part of my daily exercise.
And am I glad. I break out in a sweat just watching you. The scientists who started you on this 2-hour exercise stint every day sure knew what they were doing, though. What are those?
Some new chemical scents. You know I use them to sharpen my sense of smell. Remember when we first encountered Lucille Copeland in the dark? I was able to scent her perfume and identify it later.
Say, that's right. I couldn't smell a thing.
Have there been any further reports of the plane carrying Miss Copeland and Rex Maples?
Well, not since that report that they took on fuel in Poland. That puts them about 3 hours ahead of us, at least.
And no sign of the plane flown by Sengat, assuming that he's also following Evel's plane. Let's go forward, see how Rennie's doing.
I'll go, Sir Rennie.
That's so good. You and Doc better grab a seat. We're about to fly into a big rain cloud.
I'd better take the controls, Rennie.
Okay. There you go.
Here we go into it.
Boy, it sure got dark all of a sudden, didn't it?
Turbulence isn't too bad. It's mostly rain.
Boy, we came out of that fast. There's the sun again.
Yeah. Look! There's 2 big planes right above us.
Holy cow. They're diving right for us. Look, those gray threads of smoke.
Tracer bullets!
That sounded like one of the wings.
Yeah, the left one. It's full of bullet holes.
Hang on.
I see them, Doc. They're below us now. Flying close to the jungle, following us.
Let's try to discourage them.
Gotcha. Here, Rennie, take this super machine pistol. I got another one under the seat.
Right. I'll open the window.
I got flammable bullets in the drums. Maybe we can melt one of their wings.
Give us a little rudder, Doc, so we can get a better aim.
Got one. His wings spotted.
He's turning back.
So's the others. They don't have much fight, do they?
No, and now we know what became of Sengat.
Yeah. Once we take on fuel, it'll be a clear field to Indochina.
That's for sure. I can't help wondering what that bozo Evel is up to right now.
I don't understand, Mr. Mayfair. Why did we slip into this cloud after that plane behind us began shooting at Mr. Savage's 2 aircraft?
Doc's orders were to stay out of any fights. He don't want you and Maples getting hurt.
But that other plane is getting the best of Mr. Savage.
That's Sengat's crate, the fighter. Don't you worry, Miss Copeland. Doc can take care of himself.
You picked up a few British expressions recently, Mr. Mayfair.
Not to mention an accent.
Huh? Oh, that. I like picking up other languages.
Keep your hands on the controls.
Hey, what's with the gun? Here now, miss.
I think we've been tricked, Lucille. This man isn't Monk Mayfair. Look closely. That explains the hoarse voice and the bandages on his face.
You got me wrong, mate.
Have we?
Maybe, maybe not. But that gun ain't loaded. I took the cartridges out yesterday.
I know. I replaced them last night. Shall I demonstrate?
Okay. What do you want me to do?
That was Doc Savage's plane that got the best of the 2 others, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Turn back, then.
I can turn back, miss, but I don't think it's going to do much good. We might run out of petrol trying to find Savage's plane.
He's right, Lucille. We're over jungle now, and it's a frightfully precarious territory.
What do you suggest, Rex?
Let's press on. Savage is headed for the same area we are. There's a better chance of finding him once we reach Indochina.
All right. I want to reach my father above all else. Stay on course, whatever your name is. From now on, one of us will be holding this gun on you at all times.
Well, Lucille, that jungle below certainly looks familiar, doesn't it?
I never saw it from the air, but I know what you mean. Even from this height, it looks sinister somehow. Look at the mists rising from the dense greenery, like ghosts coming out of their graves.
Did I see what I thought I saw when we flew over that stream? Crocodiles?
That's right, Evel, if that's really your name. Those are called buayas, 30-foot-long man-eaters, and those dark birds gliding close to the trees may look like small planes, but they're vultures.
It's almost supernatural, the way the jungle lays hold of one's soul and grips you, drawing you back.
I can almost understand how your father felt, Lucille.
My father, he's down there somewhere. I can just feel it.
Say, what's that in the clearing due west?
What? Oh, yes, it's a building of some kind. Fly lower. Yes. It's a pagoda of some yellowish stone.
Could it be part of the thousand-headed man's city?
I don't think so. It appears to be partially fallen into ruin. Maybe. Perhaps we should investigate.
Yes. The clearing looks large enough for a landing. Head for that, Evel.
I don't think so, miss.
I said, land this plane.
If you say so.
We're going to make it, I think.
Don't count on it. We're heading right for that wall of jungle ahead.
Here to the right. There's room.
Thank God. We made it.
By a good margin, too. The plane's half turned around, so we shouldn't have much trouble taking off again.
Might as well step out, eh?
Yes. You go first. And don't forget, I have this gun trained on you.
Don't worry. I ain't forgetting. There's no gangway. We'll have to climb down the wing. Okay, you two.
Rex, take the gun while I get down.
Right. Here's the gun. Catch. There. Shall we look around the temple?
Yes. Look at it. Did you ever see anything like it?
Well, it's deuced unusual, I'll say. Let's get closer.
You walk ahead of us, Evel, where we can keep an eye on you.
You're the boss, lady.
Rex, you've traveled a great deal in Indochina and Siam. Do you recognize the carvings on that temple?
No, I never saw anything like them. Whatever they are, the whole pagoda is covered with them.
Rex, I think they're hands.
Hands?
Yeah, they're hands, all right. You can see them better when you get as close as I'm getting.
The pagoda of the hand.
You've heard of this place?
Vaguely, but I can't recall where.
Look at it. As we get closer, it's larger than it looks from the air. And that smell. What is it?
Odd. It might be jungle muck or can't be coming from the pagoda, I don't think. Look, the steps leading up into the temple are carved with hands, too.
I don't like this dump. It looks like a big yellow skull on a plate.
Do you know anything about this temple, Evel?
Nope.
I think you're lying. Sengat must know what's in the city of the thousand-headed man. Didn't he tell you what it is he's after?
No, blast it.
Well, here we are at the steps.
It's the most hideous thing I could imagine. Every inch of it. Walls, stairs, everything is covered with hands. Whoever built this temple painstakingly chiseled hundreds upon hundreds of hands out of the stone facing.
Just look at them. Some are fists. Some are twisted in all kinds of gestures. And others look like they're reaching out to grab us.
That's odd. These steps are badly worn, but the natives in this area don't usually wear shoes.
It must have taken hundreds of years of walking up and down these steps to wear them down.
Shall we go further?
Aye? You mean go up them stairs? Count me out.
We mean exactly that. And you lead the way.
Not me, sister. No way.
Let me take your gun, Lucille. Evel here may think you won't really shoot him. What do you think now that I'm holding the gun, Evel?
All right. I'll go up if both of you are going to be right behind me. But don't say I didn't warn you if anything happens up there.
Nothing's going to happen. This place is obviously deserted and has been for a long, long time.
Rex, this is weird. Walking on these stone hands. Some of them are so sinister looking.
Don't let them get you, Lucille. They're only carvings. Look, that one is carved palm upward. Nothing evil in that. And those two ahead might be praying.
Or trying to crush each other.
That's enough from you. Keep walking. We're almost to the entrance. Jove!
What is it?
I just recalled how I came to hear of the Pagoda of the Hands. It's supposed to be a very sinister place. As far as I know, only 2 explorers have ever found it and returned to tell the story.
What happened to the others?
No one knows. Here's the entrance. Dark inside, isn't it?
Hey, you two hear what I hear?
No, I don't hear anything.
That's the point. There was birds squawking when we landed. Now I don't hear nothing.
They must have been frightened away by our plane.
No, Evel's right. The birds were singing after we left the plane. They weren't frightened by us. But now they've stopped. In fact, the entire jungle seems hushed. Almost expectant.
But I don't see anything, even from this height. Just steam rising off the jungle.
Well, something's caused all this quiet. Listen. I hear it. Listen. But where's it coming from?
It's behind us. Inside the pagoda.
Rex, that sound. Don't you recognize it? It's the sound we heard in Father's camp before that thing overcame us.
Good God, you're right. Run! Run for your life! Don't look back. Just keep running.
Oh, Rex! What happened?
Oh, I tripped down the steps.
Let me help you. Evel, come help me.
Help you nothing. He lost his gun and I'm going to find it.
Lucille, don't let him get the... Oh, God.
Rex, wake up. What happened? What's happening to us?
He just conked out. Like he went to sleep or something. But he didn't hit his head or nothing. He just... Here's that gun.
No, give me that gun. No, I won't let you. Give it to me.
Let go. I won't shoot you. I just wanna...
Evel! What happened to you? Nothing touched you and now you're...
What is the strange invisible force that has overcome Lucille Copeland, Rex Maples, and Evel? Will Doc Savage find them in time? And what is the fabulous secret that Sengat hopes to obtain in the Thousand-Headed Man's secret jungle city? Don't miss Pagoda of the Hands, Chapter 4 of The Thousand-Headed Man, next time on The Adventures of Doc Savage. The Thousand-Headed Man was written by Lester Dent and adapted for radio by Will Murray. Featured in the cast were Daniel Chodos, Robert Towers, Michael McConaughey, Bill Ratner, Ann Ross, William Irwin, Kemet Mustin, and Art Dutch. Also heard were Glenn Shaddix, Bob Farley, Douglas Kohler, and Bob Lyons. Sound effects were created by David Surtees, assisted by Jerry Williams. Production assistance by Samantha Kimmel and Doris Christie. Engineering by Denny King. Adventures of Doc Savage is produced and directed by Roger Rittner and is a presentation of the Variety Arts Radio Theater.
Good grief! Look! Up in the sky!
Holy cow, some kind of fire in the sky.
It's dropping straight down on our plane.
The plane blew up! It's on fire!
Here comes Monk Mayfair, the ape-like chemist.
Grazes!
Ham Brooks, the sword-wielding lawyer.
Take that.
Rennie Renwick, the two-fisted engineer.
Holy cow!
Long Tom Roberts, the adventurous electrical genius.
Pipe down, you guys.
Johnny Littlejohn, the fighting archaeologist.
I'll be super amalgamated.
And their leader, the greatest adventure hero of the 1930s, the man of bronze, Doc Savage. The Variety Arts Radio Theater, by special arrangement with Condé Nast Publications, presents The Adventures of Doc Savage, a new series of radio adventures based on the novels by Lester Dent. Today, Pagoda of the Hand, Chapter 4 of the amazing story, The Thousand-Headed Man. Doc Savage has agreed to help find the missing explorer Calvin Copeland after learning from his daughter Lucille that the explorer has vanished into the Indo-Chinese jungles while searching for the lost city of the Thousand-Headed Man. But the vicious Oriental Sengat is also interested in the Thousand-Headed Man's secret. One of Sengat's henchmen, Evel, has tricked Lucille and explorer Rex Maples into flying back to the jungles with him, bringing with them the 3 mysterious black sticks, which are the keys to the secret. Doc and his men in pursuit are attacked in the air by 2 of Sengat's planes. Doc beats back the attack, but loses sight of the plane carrying Evel, Lucille, and Maples, which lands near a deserted ruin in the jungle known as the Pagoda of the Hands. Investigating the strange temple, the 3 encounter the same mysterious hissing, which accompanied Calvin Copeland's disappearance during the previous expedition. One by one, the 3 collapse into unconsciousness, overcome by a power that they can neither see nor fight. Meanwhile, high overhead, Doc and his crew scan the steaming Indo-Chinese jungle for a sign of Lucille Copeland's plane.
Holy cow, Doc. This darn jungle just goes on and on.
Want me to take the controls, Rennie?
Heck no, I'm not tired of flying. I'm just tired of searching all this terrain. I'm not even sure what I'm looking for. Sengat's planes, the one carrying Lucille Copeland, Rex Maples, and a guy who looks like Monk, or the city of the Thousand-Headed Man. There is such a thing.
Look for all 3.
Yeah, a lot of help you are, Monk.
Monk's right. We lost Sengat's planes when they attacked us over India.
But he might be in this area, just as the plane carrying Lucille Copeland and Maples is undoubtedly not far ahead of us.
And all 3 planes are going to be searching for the city of the Thousand-Headed Man. So if we come across one, it'll lead us to the others.
I, for one, don't believe there is any such entity as this so-called Thousand-Headed Man.
A fallacious deduction predicated upon the implacable dubiousness of the lawyerly profession.
What did Johnny say?
He said that Ham is being naturally suspicious because he's a lawyer. Shyster is more like it.
You should talk, you hairy baboon. You're living proof that Darwin was right. Man did descend from apes. But in your case, you didn't descend very far.
Why, you...
Monk, Ham, why don't you settle down for the moment? I know it's been a long trip and you fellows are bored, but I think we'll be seeing some excitement before long.
Maybe sooner than that, Doc. Look down below.
What is it, Rennie?
That's the girl's plane down there in that clearing, isn't it?
It is. But where is she and Maples? I see only the plane and that odd-looking ruin.
Yeah, where's that cookie Evel who pretended to be me?
See anything through those binoculars, Doc?
I do, Ham. Rennie, take us down immediately. The rest of you break out your super machine pistols. Charge them with mercy bullets.
You look worried, Doc. What do you see down there?
Blood stains, Monk. There was blood on the stairs leading up to the pagoda. Everybody strap in. How does it look, Rennie?
Yeah, there's not much room. But the wind's shifted and we'll be flying into it. That should cut our speed a bit. Okay, everybody. I'm taking her in.
Everybody up?
Everybody but Habeas.
Oh, no. He brought that stupid pet pig with him?
Habeas corpus ain't stupid. For a pig, he's pretty smart.
If he's so smart, why is he putting up such a struggle? He's practically jumping out of your arms.
Yeah, maybe he's scared of this place.
I don't blame him much. Look how the jungle just stops all around this area. Almost as if it refuses to grow too close to the temple.
Settle down, Habeas. Doc, something's eating Habeas for sure, but I can't figure out what it is.
Let's see how he reacts when we approach the pagoda.
Maybe we should investigate the plane first. It's closer than the pagoda.
What's the matter, Ham? Afraid of that yellow pile of stone?
No, it's just that...
Plane appears deserted. I'd say investigating the pagoda is more urgent.
It looks kind of deserted, too, now we're getting close to it. Weird, too.
I think I see carvings on it, but I can't make them out. Inscriptions, maybe.
No, Long Tom, not inscriptions. Hands.
Huh?
The pagoda walls are covered with carvings of hands in various positions and gestures. Stairs leading up to the entrance are carved with hands, too.
Manifestly unique.
I think Johnny just said he's never seen or heard of anything like this place before.
Coming from an archaeologist, that's saying something. How about you, Doc?
This is new to my experience, too. Here are the stairs.
Look at them hands. They're all over the place like spiders. Are we going to have to walk up them steps, Doc?
Ah, I'm scared now, you hairy
Quiet,
ape.
Ham. Now keep your weapons ready and follow me.
I feel like some of these stone hands are going to reach right up and grab me by the ankles.
I know how you feel. Hey, Doc, is that blood?
Yes. Still fresh, too. Look, some of it is dripping from this cupped hand down onto this pointing finger.
A grisly sight, to be sure.
Say, by the way, Doc, did you notice that all of those pointing hands point up the staircase?
Yes, I did notice. Let's go up.
Suppose it was Lucille Copeland's blood back there, Doc?
Possibly. There were hairs on the steps, too. Long hairs.
I hope nothing's happened to her.
Here we are at the top. There's the entrance.
I don't like the looks of this.
Me neither.
There's no door, just an arched opening leading into the dark.
They're all around the arch. Hands. Clawing, grasping, clutching.
Monk, how's Habeas reacting?
Hey, he's quiet, Doc, but only 'cause I got a hand clamped around his snout. Let me see. Yeah, he's pretty upset.
Something about this pagoda is bothering him. Something none of us can sense. Let me shine a flashlight into the entrance.
Pretty dark, Doc.
Yeah. Passage veers sharply to the left. Not much to be seen past that. Let's proceed slowly.
Hey, they carved them dang hands on the inside of this joint, too.
They?
Yeah, whoever built this rock in the first place.
Say, who do you suppose did? Any ideas, Johnny?
Unless my conclusions are amiss, this was built 7,000 or 8,000 years ago. Architecturally, it's not unique, except for its inexplicable decorative motif.
Speaking of them hands, Doc, did you notice how most of them are pointing now?
Yes. Pointing motif has been increasing since we made that last turn, and they're all pointing ahead, as if the ancient stonecutters wanted to leave a message.
Message? What message?
I'm not certain. Watch yourselves, the floor is starting to slope downward.
And the pointing hands are becoming more numerous.
The passage is narrowing now. I think we're nearing the heart of the pagoda.
Places. There's a room ahead.
I'll be super amalgamated.
You can say that again. There must be 60 or 70 of them piled up in the middle of the chamber.
60 or 70 what? I can't see.
Bones, Ham, human skeletons. And look, there's a stack of equipment and stuff off to one side.
It must be the bones of explorers and natives who stumbled onto this place. But what killed them?
It's impossible to say, Long Tom. These skeletons are too far decomposed. They may have died on this spot or been carried here after death. The other artifacts may tell us something.
Say, isn't that...
Yes, Lucille Copeland's gun, the one she had in London. And there are other things here that appear fresh.
Doc, this rucksack contains dynamite sticks, but they seem to have been tampered with.
Break one open.
Holy cow. One of the black sticks.
All three of the black sticks are here.
Lucille Copeland no doubt hid them herself, perhaps to keep them from that man Evil, who pretended to be Monk.
Wait a minute. There's something written on the paper covering of one.
What's it say?
It's a map of the Indo-Chinese interior, done in lipstick.
There's a spot marked with an X. It says, City of the Thousand-Headed Man.
Say, what a break. Now we got the sticks and the location. Now what?
It's clear that Miss Copeland, Rex Maples, and Evil are not in the pagoda, or in the immediate vicinity, but they can't be far. We'll get back in the air and see if we can pick up their trail.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's get out of this creepy joint. Boy, when we get back in the plane...
Holy cow. Look, you guys, the plane.
Gracious! It's wrecked! The wings are all mashed down like some monster just walked out of the jungle and stepped on it.
That's not all. Look toward the river.
Crocodiles floating on their backs.
Looks like something killed them.
Something is loose here. Down the stairs, quick!
I don't see nothing. Maybe there is a monster on the loose.
There aren't any monsters here or anywhere. I'd say natives are responsible for this.
Ground's too hard packed to hold footprints, but you may be right, Ham.
See, Monk?
Here's the bottom of the stairs. Into the jungle. Follow me as best you can.
Boy, look at Doc run. He's pulling way ahead of us.
Good grief! Look, up in the sky.
Holy cow, some kind of fire in the sky.
But that's all I see. Just fire.
It's dropping straight down on our plane.
Doc sees it too. He's trying to reach the plane.
Oh, look out, Doc, look out! The plane blew up. It's on fire.
Where's Doc? I can't see him through the smoke.
I see him. They're on the edge of the fire. Come on.
Doc, you all right? What happened?
All we saw was that fire dropping out of the sky.
I'm fine. Flames didn't touch me, but I'm afraid our plane is total wreck. As for the fire, I didn't see anything you didn't. The fire just appeared in the sky and fell onto the ship.
How can the plane burn like that? It's aluminum.
I've heard lots of tales about Oriental mysticism, but this I don't get.
Well, with both planes destroyed, we have no choice but to push on.
There may be supplies we can forage from the other ship.
Yes, we can build a raft and travel by river. Let's go to work. Careful, Johnny. Don't get too close to the raft's edge. If you fall in, you'll have the crocodiles to deal with.
You're telling me that. I counted 8 of them the last hour alone.
Here, Shyster, you take over pulling this bundle of sticks for a while. This is too much work for me.
We've only been at it for an hour.
I sure hope this river is taking us someplace, Doc.
It's not on any charts of the area, but it does flow in the general direction marked on Lucille Copeland's map toward the city of the Thousand-Headed Man.
Hey, there's something lying on the riverbank ahead. See? On the right there, past that tangled tree with the exposed roof.
Looks like a man.
It's your double, Monk. The one named Devil.
Quick, give me your super machine pistol.
Here.
That's doing it. Them crocs are hightailing it.
Here, let me help.
Hold close to the riverbank. We'll try a rescue.
Boy, oh boy, I've been waiting to get my hands on that thick Evil.
The crocs may have got to him first, you know.
Quick, drag him aboard.
He's unconscious.
Ham, Johnny, shove us off.
I don't see any marks or wounds on the guy, Doc.
No, he seems all right. He's just unconscious.
Well, I can fix that. Watch this.
Good Lord, Monk, slapping a man's face is a good way to revive him. But don't you think you're putting a little too much enthusiasm in it?
I think that's enough, Monk. Coming around.
Where am I?
Sit up, Ethel. Now listen to me. Where are Lucille Copeland and Rex Maples?
Ow. The head.
It'll hurt a lot more if you don't tell us where Miss Copeland and Maples are.
They're back at that damn temple, that's where.
We just came from there. The place was deserted.
Well, they were there. So was I. They made me land after they figured out I wasn't that monk bloke.
Hey, I'm that monk bloke. And if you don't give us some straight answers, I'm going to come down on you like a ton of bricks.
Easy, Monk. He's in shock. Let him speak.
Like I was saying, the 3 of us landed and they dragged me into that place. The Pagoda of the Ants, Maples called it. They thought it might have something to do with the Thousand-Headed Man. And maybe it did. When our backs were turned, something came out of the pagoda, and Maples and the girl started screaming. There was a hissing or spitting kind of noise. The Copeland dame said she recognized it.
Recognized it? She knew what it was?
No, but she was crying at the sound attacks her father's expedition the last time they was in the jungle. She was screaming in terror, and we was all running. Then Maples fell down the steps.
That explains the blood we found. Then what?
Maples just went to sleep, just like that. He just fell asleep, and then I fell asleep too. I don't know why. The last I remember, Lucille Copeland was screaming and screaming.
And you didn't see or feel anything?
Nothing. I swear.
Yeah. What do you make of that story?
I'd say he's telling the truth. Something apparently transported him down the river while he was unconscious. Beyond that, it's a mystery.
Hey, Doc, I hear planes.
There they are. 2. dropping out of the clouds.
They look like Sengat's planes.
That long-nailed pirate. Stop pulling, you guys. We gotta find cover.
I'll take that pole, Long Tom. Try to frighten the planes off with your machine pistol while Rennie and I push the raft onto shore. Let's go, Rennie.
Push.
They're shooting at us.
Keep firing, Long Tom. Keep it up.
We're almost ashore.
They're hightailing it, Doc. We chase them away.
Everyone into the jungle. They might try another pass.
Hey, they're coming back again, all right.
There goes Evil, taking off into the jungle.
Down!
Monk, that tree!
Monk, stay down. Don't move. Wait till the planes reach. All right, they're gone.
Doc, I think Monk is hurt.
Holy cow, he's beside this fallen tree.
He's coming around.
He's not hurt?
Guess not. Anyway, he's getting up.
Oh, my head. What happened?
You ran into a tree, you stupid ape.
Where's that ugly lug apple?
He escaped in the confusion.
And I wouldn't be so quick to call him ugly. He's practically our twin.
Think you can stand, Monk?
Yeah. I think I can walk okay, too.
Good. We've got a lot of jungle to cover. My hunch is that Evel's going to try to rendezvous with Sengat somewhere upriver. We're going to change tactics and follow his trail into the jungle.
Why don't we take a raft to make better time?
No, the river is too exposed. And if we play this right, we might be able to take over one of Sengat's planes.
We sure need one, too. We're stuck in this dang jungle otherwise.
Yes. Let's go.
Boy, it sure gets dark in this jungle awful fast, don't it?
Yes. And quiet, too. The birds have all gone silent.
How we doing, Doc?
From the trail signs, I'd say we're not very far behind Evel. See that crushed plant? His boots did that less than an hour ago.
How can you tell that?
The plant is still straightening itself. We're coming on a clearing.
I smell oil smoke.
Let's move quietly.
Yeah, I'm starting to smell it, too.
Wait. Shh. There's the clearing.
Hey, I see two planes dead ahead. Must be Sengat's ships.
Doc, those planes look deserted.
I believe you're right, Ham. But keep your weapons ready anyway. Come on.
We've happened across an inexplicable evanishment, I believe.
Johnny, if you're trying to say these deserted planes don't make sense, I'm with you.
Rennie, check that plane over there. We'll look in this one. This one is still warm and the door's open. Cover me while I shine my flashlight inside, Monk. It's empty.
So's this one, Doc. But here's a bunch of footprints leading down to the river.
Must have taken off in boats, then.
I doubt it. Boats would have left marks on the bank. Yet there aren't any tracks leading back into the jungle. This is very mysterious.
Not as mysterious as that fire dropping out of the sky and destroying our plane.
I'd still like to know what caused that.
So what do we do now?
Sengat's planes are too valuable to leave unattended. Monk, you, Ham, Johnny, and Long Tom stay here and pitch camp. Rennie and I are going to penetrate further into the jungle. We still have no clue to the fate of Lucille Copeland and Rex Maple.
Okay, Doc. We don't have much to camp with, though.
Just watch the planes, and you might as well hold on to these, too.
Huh? You want me to keep the 3 black sticks?
Yes. Don't let them out of your sight.
Okay. Maybe I can figure out how they work.
Ready, Rennie?
You bet, Doc. Be careful, you guys.
Getting tired, Rennie?
A little, yeah. We've been on the move almost 4 hours. It's almost dark. I wish we'd come across something besides jungle.
Well, you may be getting your wish.
Hey, yeah. There's a break in the trees up ahead. Let's see what it is. Holy cow, it's a wall. Must be over 50 feet high.
Easily. Let's move closer.
Too bad it's so dark.
There's a break in the clouds above. We may get a little moonlight soon.
I'm not sure it'll help much. Anyway, it's just a wall as far as I can see.
No, it's more interesting than that, Rennie. You'll see as soon as the moon breaks through. Here it comes.
Yeah, the top of the wall is turning silver. I can almost see... Holy cow. Doc, the whole wall's covered with carvings, just like the pagoda. Oh, wait. The designs on this wall aren't hands. They're feet.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. Why should anyone cover a wall with feet? It doesn't make sense.
Perhaps not, but there it is. Come on. We'll skirt the wall and see how long it is.
I'm with you, Doc. Boy, this is spookier than the pagoda.
The wall turns sharply at this point.
Yeah, and it stops about a couple of 100 feet. Did I say feet? Yonder.
The other side should turn in the same fashion.
This is dang crazy if you ask me. Here comes the corner. Yeah, this wall is perpendicular to the other.
So it would seem. Let's see if we can find a door.
Well, no door. I don't get it.
Yes, it's odd. The wall is obviously an enclosure. There must be something on the inside.
You mean something the wall is protecting?
Or imprisoning.
I don't like the sound of that. What do we do?
Do you feel up to a climb?
You mean up the wall? Why not? The feet should make good handholds.
I'll go first. Fortunately, the foot designs are carved in relief.
We sure could use some more moonlight to see what we're doing.
Try those projecting toes as a foothold.
Yeah. Sure are ugly. The whole place is ugly. Let's see. If I grab this ankle and step onto this.
Ready. Are you all right?
Yeah. I almost lost my hold. A piece of foot broke off. I'm okay, Doc. Go ahead. Doc, the moon's gone behind a cloud again. I can't see you.
I've reached the top of the wall. Keep climbing.
Okay, I'm up. Doc, you hear that? It's like the sound Evel described. A hissing like a leaky air valve. Doc, can you hear me? I can't see you, Doc. Doc? Doc, I feel funny. I can't hold on any longer. Doc? Doc!
As the weird hissing menace finally captured Doc Savage, what will happen to his men? And what lies behind the wall of the feet? Don't miss The Accursed City, Chapter 5 of The Thousand-Headed Man, next time on The Adventures of Doc Savage. The Thousand-Headed Man was written by Lester Dent and adapted for radio by Will Murray. Featured in a cast were Daniel Chodos, Bill Ratner, Art Dutch, Scott McKenna, Robert Towers, Kimmett Mustin, and William Irwin. Also heard were Douglas Kohler and Bob Lyons. Sound effects were created by David Surtees, assisted by Jerry Williams. Production assistance by Samantha Kimmel and Doris Christie. Engineering by Denny King. The Adventures of Doc Savage is produced and directed by Roger Rittner and is a presentation of the Variety Arts Radio Theater.
Miss Copeland, how did you get here?
I don't know. Something knocked me out. But, Mr. Savage, when I came to, there was a man standing beside me in the moonlight. He was the most unearthly thing. He had... Oh, I can barely say it.
Yes?
He had 1,000 heads.
Here comes Monk Mayfair, the ape-like chemist.
Blazes!
Ham Brooks, the sword-wielding lawyer.
Take that!
Rennie Renwick, the two-fisted engineer.
Holy cow!
Long Tom Roberts, the adventurous electrical genius.
Pipe down, you guys.
Johnny Littlejohn, the fighting archaeologist.
I'll be super amalgamated.
And their leader, the greatest adventure hero of the 1930s, the man of bronze, Doc Savage. The Variety Arts Radio Theater, by special arrangement with Condé Nast Publications, presents The Adventures of Doc Savage, a new series of radio adventures based on the novels by Lester Dent. Today, The Accursed City, Chapter 5 of the amazing story, The Thousand-Headed Man. Racing the sinister Oriental mastermind Sengat to the lost city of the Thousand-Headed Man, Doc Savage and his 5 men encounter strange phenomena in the steaming Indochina jungle. While searching the Pagoda of the Hands for Lucille Copeland and Rex Maples, a mysterious fire drops out of the sky, incinerating their plane. Then they come across the unconscious body of Evel, one of Sengat's henchmen. From Evel, they learn about a seemingly supernatural power, an invisible hissing sound, which overcame the group at the pagoda. At that moment, Sengat's airplanes strafe Doc's company, and in the confusion, Evel escapes into the jungle. Following his trail, Doc discovers Sengat's deserted camp. Leaving Monk, Ham, Johnny, and Long Tom to guard the planes, as well as the 3 black sticks which are the keys to the mystery of the Thousand-Headed Man, Doc and Rennie penetrate deeper into the jungle, where they find a weird stone enclosure, decorated with countless carvings of human feet. Attempting to climb the wall, Doc and Rennie hear the uncanny hissing noise and helplessly feel themselves slip into oblivion. Meanwhile, the jungle night settles in around the remainder of Doc's crew guarding Sengat's camp.
Honk! Where are you? I can't see anything in this blasted darkness.
Over here, Long Tom. I'm sitting under this tree.
Where? Oh, there?
Here's a present for you. Your pet pig.
Habeas corpus. Come here, let me scratch your ears.
I found him drinking from the river, not 20 feet from a half-submerged crocodile. I don't know why you bothered to bring him along in the first place.
Oh, Habeas is very useful, Long Tom. Remember how he sensed danger back at the Pagoda of the Hands? If anybody tries to sneak up on us here, Habeas will warn us. Say, where are Ham and Johnny?
They're watching the planes. Sengat and his crew might try to get him back, you know. Still worrying about those 3 black sticks, Monk?
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out what they're made of.
Any luck?
No, they look like rubber, but they aren't. I still can't figure out how they're supposed to be keys to the Thousand-Headed Man's lost city.
Oh, Thousand-Headed Man. I don't think there is any such being.
Maybe so, but Calvin Copeland vanished in this jungle trying to find a Thousand-Headed Man. And his daughter Lucille thinks if she finds one, she'll find the other.
Well, what are you going to do with the sticks?
Maybe if I burn a piece of one, I can tell what it's made of. Where's my matches?
Oh, look. It's melting.
Blazes! I better stop before I have a puddle instead of a stick.
Well, what kind of stuff looks like rubber and turns into a black liquid when you heat it?
Search me. It's a real puzzle.
Well, what do we do with them?
Well, we ain't out of this yet, not by a long shot. If we get held up where that dang mystery power overcomes us, Sengat is liable to get it. Yeah. Doc said to hold on to these sticks, but he didn't say anything about them having to be sticks. Yeah.
Huh? Oh, I don't get you, Monk.
I've got me an idea. Why don't you go join Johnny, keep him watch over the planes? I got some experimenting I want to do.
If you say so. See you later, Monk.
Hey, now, all I got to do is take off my shirt and start a fire. Hey, ain't any of you guys asleep yet?
Oh, these blasted bugs are like airplanes.
Am is right. I, for one, intend to remain awake just to avoid the insects.
I agree with Johnny.
You guys may have the right idea. Doc and Rennie sure have been gone a long time. I hope they're okay.
Doc can handle himself. Did you find out anything more about those black sticks?
No.
Where are they? You've lost
Relax, Shyster. I got them on me.
Good. If we ever locate the thousand-headed man, they'll undoubtedly come in handy.
Lazy!
That sounds like Lucille Copeland.
It is her. Sounds like she's downstream.
Let's use the rafts. It's quicker.
Hurry, push it into the water.
Put some muscle behind those poles, fellas.
Oh, sounds like she's in trouble.
I believe our quarry may be found around this approaching
Less
sandbar.
talk and more pushing.
There, in that jungle.
Now, push on the shore.
Look, I don't see her. There's just this infernal jungle.
Keep looking, Ham. She's here someplace.
Freeze!
Huh?
Stop! Everybody stop moving. Listen.
The supernatural manifestation of the thousand-headed man.
Yeah, Johnny. It's the sound that Evil said got Lucille Copeland and Rex Maples back at the Pagoda de Hands.
Back to the raft, quick! Oh, we're almost to the raft.
Yeah. Hey, where's him?
He was right behind.
Long Tom? Hey, Long Tom. Johnny, he just keeled over. And there's Ham. He's out too. What's going on, Johnny?
I don't know. A sensation of vertigo.
Johnny! Johnny, not you too. I'm the only one left standing. I can't see a blasted thing in the dark. Maybe I can...
Rennie? Rennie, can you hear me? Wake up.
Holy cow. Doc, you can stop slapping my face. I'm awake now. What happened?
Don't you remember?
Sort of. It's coming back now. We found that wall covered with carved feet. We were climbing it. We just got into the top.
That's right. I was about to look down when the sound came.
Yeah, I remember. It was a hissing sort of sound, like air was leaking out of a bunch of tires. But that's the last I remember.
I heard the same thing. We both seemed to have passed out and fallen to the ground. Luckily, the undergrowth cushioned our fall.
But, Doc, what was that sound?
You explained it yourself before you lost consciousness, remember? You said it sounded like the noise Evil described when he, Lucille Copeland, and Rex Maples were overcome at the Pagoda of the Hands.
Do you think that was it?
Certainly appears that way. You think you can stand?
Yeah. I still feel a little dizzy, that's all. Well, I guess we gotta take another crack at climbing that wall, huh?
Not really. Look around you. We fell over to the other side. We're inside the enclosure now.
Yeah. Holy cow. Look over there. It's another pagoda, just like the other one.
Not quite. This one is covered with feet, not hands.
Say, that's right. Looks deserted.
Perhaps. Let's approach with caution.
This sure is spooky looking in the moonlight.
Keep a sharp watch. We still may encounter that strange hissing power.
The dirt looks undisturbed. Think it's safe to enter the pagoda?
Yes, up the stairs.
I guess I can understand the people who carved all those hands in that other pagoda, but why carve feet?
Perhaps the answer will lie inside.
Still got your flashlight?
Yes.
Say, these walls are covered with feet, too.
Yes, and the layout is similar to the other pagoda. So this passage should lead up to a central chamber.
There it is ahead. What are all those things piled up in the middle of the floor?
Bones, Rennie. Human bones. And equipment. The remains of some European expedition. This target pistol looks recent.
Say, what's that engraved in the grip?
It says, presented to aviator James Malone by Calvin Copeland.
Holy cow. These might be the remains of the Copeland expedition?
Or of the people Calvin Copeland returned to Indochina to rescue.
Well, they're beyond rescuing now.
Obviously. We'd better get back to camp.
Yeah. Back over the wall, I guess. We made good time, Doc. There's the camp ahead.
Yes, but I don't see Monk or the others.
Mr. Savage.
Miss Copeland, how did you get here?
I found myself waking up in the jungle, and I stumbled across this camp. I have no idea of how I was brought here or by whom.
Or by what?
Where are our friends?
I have no idea.
Ebel told us about the unseen power that overcame you and Maples. We had a similar encounter with this hissing power, but we saw nothing. Did you?
No, and it was horrible. Almost as horrible as the heads.
Heads? What heads?
When I came to, Mr. Savage, there was a man standing beside me in the moonlight. He was the most unearthly thing. He had... Oh, I could barely say it.
Yes?
He had 1,000 heads.
Holy cow.
Talk sense, Miss Copeland.
I tell you, there were heads all over his body. He was a big man, Mr. Savage, as big as you. And he was covered with heads. They sprouted from his arms, his legs, even from his chest.
Doc, the 1,000-headed man. He's real.
How large were these heads?
About the size of lemons. You must understand, this man had one big head, like a normal person. But the other heads, the smaller ones, grew out of his body.
These heads, did they show any expression? Did they laugh or snarl or speak?
I did not wait to see. I screamed and ran into the jungle.
Did the 1,000-headed man chase you?
Yes, for a short distance. But I outran him. Then I heard shouting. It sounded like your men. So I ran toward the sounds and found this deserted camp.
Doc, Monk and the others must have heard his screams and took the raft. But they missed each other.
Yes, that makes sense. Miss Copeland, do you think you can take us to where you saw the 1,000-headed man?
Yes, I think so.
Let's go, then. Don't be afraid, Miss Copeland. You'll be safe with us.
You would be jittery as well if you had seen the 1,000-headed man.
I haven't seen him, and I'm jittery already. This jungle can sure unnerve a guy.
I think this is it. Yes. See that gnarled root? This is it.
Here are a man's footprints. A 1,000-headed man, no doubt.
Look how big they are, and they sink pretty deep in the dirt. This guy must weigh more than you, Doc.
He was a giant. Believe me.
Let's follow the tracks.
Looks like they're leading down to the river.
They stop right at the water's edge. There are indications of a raft or boat moored here. Recently, too.
Mr. Savage, look at this. I found it on the ground.
Looks like a bandage or something.
But look at the weave. My father did that. He had a hobby of hand-weaving things like this. This is his work, I'm certain.
This weaving can't be more than 3 weeks old.
That means Calvin Copeland's still alive, Doc.
Oh, we must find him, Mr. Savage.
Doc! There's habeas corpus. Come here, habeas. Here, boy, come here. Looks scared.
Monk and the others must have headed downstream without him.
If the 1,000-headed man hasn't captured him.
Rennie, let's see if we can build another raft and follow their course.
Right, Doc.
I'm sorry. I can't help you push the rocks along, Mr. Savage. But I'm still too weak.
We're doing fine, Miss Copeland.
Hey, Doc, look up ahead.
I see it. Looks like an ancient boat landing, though it's fallen into ruin. Let's put in there.
We picked a good time to land. The sun's coming up.
Let me help you, Miss Copeland.
Look, Doc, there's an old road there. It leads west, beyond that... Holy cow.
It leads to that city. You can see it now in the light.
City of the 1,000-headed man.
Come on.
It's uncanny, Doc. Look at all those box-like buildings.
I see. They seem to be outer fortifications of some kind, and there's a wall beyond
And
ahead.
beyond it must be the city proper, judging from those towers and minarets showing above.
It's breathtaking, Mr. Savage. The sunrise is flashing red colors all over it.
Yeah, like blood.
There's the gate ahead.
Look, these buildings are carved with little scales, like snakes.
Those aren't scales, Miss Copeland. Those are teeth.
Oh, how awful.
Hands, feet, teeth. What next?
Here's the gate.
Wait. The 3 black sticks, Mr. Savage. My father told me I'd need them to enter the city safely.
But you don't know how to use them.
But we might figure them out.
That's possible, but I no longer have the sticks.
You haven't.
I entrusted them to Monk Mayfair.
Oh,
Are you game to enter the city without the sticks?
I've come a long way to find my father. Yes, I'm game.
Good. Let's go then.
Mr. Savage, it's so quiet. Almost supernatural.
Say, the buildings are covered with carvings, too. Are those arms and legs?
Yes, and torsos as well. The people who built this city clearly built the pagodas carved with hands and feet.
Perhaps that has religious significance.
See any inhabitants, Rennie?
No, Doc. Could the place be deserted?
I doubt it. The buildings are old, but well tended.
Habeas is acting up again, Doc.
Yes, he must see or smell something.
Do you suppose he senses the presence of the 1,000-headed man?
Let's find out. Put him down, Rennie. Habeas, go find what's bothering you. Go on, boy.
Doc, he's heading for that darkened doorway. Should we follow him in?
Yes, but let's be cautious. Miss Copeland, you remain here in the open.
All right.
Come on, Rennie.
See anything, Doc?
Not yet. Wait. There's a door ahead.
Think Habeas went through it?
Could be.
Doc, something's happened to the girl. This is where we left her, Doc. Right here. Doc, I feel faint.
Rennie, keep running. That weird power has been here.
You mean the hissing sound?
Yes. I felt it too. Keep running. Maybe we can outdistance its effects.
Doc, Habeas is back. He's trotting right beside me.
I see. I think this is far enough. Habeas must have sensed the hissing danger and ducked into that doorway to escape.
But where's Lucille Copeland?
I don't know, Rennie.
Doc, look, up on that roof. It's Sengat and that Cockney sidekick of his, Evel.
Yes. Let's see what they want. Calling me wasn't a wise thing to do, Sengat. I have a score to settle with you.
Great is my terror, for death is close upon us. And only the black sticks you carry can save us.
Sengat's telling the truth, Savage. Give us 2 of the black sticks. They can't help you unless you know how to use them.
Let's get closer, Rennie. You know how to use the black sticks?
We know.
Do you know what happened to Lucille Copeland?
No. By my ancestors, I do not.
Before we discuss the black sticks, Sengat, tell us what happened to you two. We found your planes deserted at a camp.
You will remember, Don Smile, when my friend Errol escaped from you in the jungle.
Yeah, you and your pirates tried to shoot us from your planes.
We were merely trying to protect our friends. We landed our planes to pick up Errol when something inexplicable happened to us. Well, the shifting sounded like many angry cats. But we saw nothing. Then my man and I dreamed. When I awoke, I was in a stone chamber here in this accursed city, along with Errol.
You're leaving something out. Where did you learn how to use the black sticks?
But 2 black sticks, and I will tell you.
If I do that, then I won't have one for my friend Rennie here.
Too bad for him, I say. Because if you don't give us the sticks, none of us are getting out of this hellish place alive.
What became of the rest of my men?
How would we know?
You knew I had the 3 black sticks.
We did not know. We picked that information out of you.
Perhaps. But I think just about half of what you say is the truth.
Say, Doc, I just noticed something. From this angle, I can see a hole in the roof where Sengat Neville is sitting. There are 2 ropes leading from it, tied to both those crooks' ankles. They're prisoners, Doc.
I see, Rennie. Who is holding you prisoner, Sengat?
Prisoner? Nonsense. Look, man, look what I have in my pocket.
Doc, those are diamonds.
Yes, diamonds. You will sacrifice your friend for these, will you not, Savage?
Are those diamonds what brought you to this city in the first place?
Obviously. Now, have we a bargain?
Then you knew all along, even back in London, that the 1,000-headed man's city contained a treasure. How? Even Rex Maples didn't know that.
I have played that in the jungle for many years. Many times I have heard of this city and its wealth.
How much else do you know?
Nothing. I swear by my many illustrious and honorable ancestors.
Another lie, Sengat.
No, I swear.
Doc! They fell into that hole in the roof.
Not fell, Rennie. They were pulled down. Something took hold of the cords and yanked them inside.
Well, that something had to be plenty strong to do that. As strong as you, Doc.
Let's find out what it is. I'll boost you up onto the roof. Up you go.
Okay, Doc. Take my hand and I'll lift you.
Here's the hole. I see stairs going down.
The steps end here.
And there's a passageway.
I hope you brought your flashlight, Doc. It's getting awful dim.
I have it.
No sign of Sengat or Neville.
Maybe they're beyond this next turn.
Nope. Nothing here. Boy, this is sure a long stretch of corridor, ain't it? Hey, I see a light up ahead.
Yes. It's sunlight. There must be another hole in the ceiling.
Sure is bright. Hey, I thought I saw something move in the light. Doc, there is something in the light ahead. It's huge. It's right in front of us. Doc, it's the 1,000-headed man!
Are Doc and Rennie about to discover the secret of the 1,000-headed man? Will they confront the strange hissing danger again? And what of the fate of the lost Copeland expedition? Don't miss The Deadly Treasure, the 6th and final chapter of The 1,000-Headed Man, next time on The Adventures of Doc Savage. The 1,000-Headed Man was written by Lester Dent and adapted for radio by Will Murray. Featured in the cast were Daniel Chodos, Bill Ratner, Art Dutch, Scott McKenna, Bob Farley, Robert Towers, Kimmett Mustin, Ann Ross, and William Irwin. Also heard was Bob Lyons. Sound effects were created by David Surtees, assisted by Jerry Williams. Production assistance by Samantha Kimmel and Doris Christie. Engineering by Denny King. The Adventures of Doc Savage is produced and directed by Roger Rittner and is a presentation of the Variety Arts Radio Theater.
Look, there's the 1,000-headed man. He's opening that basket. He's pouring something out. Looks like a big brown rope.
Wait, that's not a rope. Get back. Get back!
Here comes Monk Mayfair, the ape-like chemist.
Razors!
Am Brooks, the sword-wielding lawyer.
Take that!
Rennie Renwick, the two-fisted engineer.
Holy cow!
Long Tom Roberts, the adventurous electrical genius.
Pipe down, you guys.
Johnny Littlejohn, the fighting archaeologist.
I'll be super amalgamated.
And their leader, the greatest adventure hero of the 1930s, the Man of Bronze, Doc Savage. The Variety Arts Radio Theater, by special arrangement with Condé Nast Publications, presents The Adventures of Doc Savage, a new series of radio adventures based on the novels by Lester Dent. Today, The Deadly Treasure, Chapter 6 of the amazing story, The Thousand-Headed Man. Doc Savage has finally reached the lost city of the legendary Thousand-Headed Man, along with Lucille Copeland, daughter of explorer Calvin Copeland, whose ill-fated expedition Doc hopes to rescue. Suddenly, Lucille disappears, victim of the weird hissing danger which earlier caused Doc's men to also vanish. Looking for her, Doc and Rennie stumble across the villainous Oriental Sen Gat and his henchman Evel. Sen Gat tries to bargain with Doc for 2 of the black sticks, which are the only protection against the Thousand-Headed Man. When Sen Gat and Evel are dragged from sight by unseen captors, Doc and Rennie give chase through one of the city's weird buildings, where they are suddenly confronted by the towering figure of the Thousand-Headed Man.
Doc! Right in front of us, in the light ahead. It's the Thousand-Headed Man!
Stand back, Rennie. I have a grenade. Hit the deck!
Blasted dust! Boy, you practically brought the ceiling down on top of the Thousand-Headed Man.
No, I threw the grenade short. I just wanted to stun him.
Well, looks like you missed him completely. There's just a lot of fallen blocks and rock dust.
Let's get after him.
The Thousand-Headed Man sure was a monster.
He's everything Lucille Copeland claims she saw. A giant brown native with countless wart-like heads covering his body.
But did you see his loincloth? It was covered with rubies and emeralds.
Doubtless taken from the treasure Sen Gat is after.
Up ahead. There he is, Doc.
Come on.
He's just standing there, waiting for us.
We'll tackle him. I'll hit him high, you grab his legs. Go.
Holy cow! This isn't a Thousand-Headed Man. It's a statue that just looks like him.
Yes, the swirling dust fooled us.
Monk's pig is acting peculiar again, Doc.
Get up, Rennie. It's that sinister hissing again. We must let it rob us.
We're hidden.
We reacted too late, Rennie. Hissing overcame us. We're in some kind of pit now, and I'm afraid we're prisoners.
Any way out of here?
Above our heads. See? Those stone bars in the ceiling?
They look kind of strong.
But they're only a few feet above my head. Roll over on your hands and knees.
I get you. You stand on my back, and maybe you can reach those bars.
Right. These bars are tightly set, but I think I can loosen. That's one. Let me try another. I've got more leverage. Now. All right. There's enough room for me to squeeze between these bars. Take my hand. I'll pull you up.
This is easier than I expected. Someone sure underestimated your strength.
Here are some stairs.
Hey, sunlight. We're outside.
Yes.
The sun's sure hurting my eyes. See where we are?
We're in a plaza of some sort.
Yeah. I can see now. This must be the center of the city. Holy cow. Doc, look at that.
I see it. It's another pagoda.
Except the others were covered with carvings of hands and feet and teeth. But this one's covered with heads.
The entire pagoda is in the shape of a huge, squatting head, and those smaller heads are gold, or at least gold-plated. Let's get closer.
Look at the size of the thing, huh? Doesn't it look like the thousand-headed man's ugly kisser?
There is a resemblance, but I'm more interested in those golden heads adorning the face.
Doc, this head's got ruby eyes. And there's a sapphire on its forehead, a big one.
They all have jeweled eyes, and if you look closely, you'll see they have diamond teeth.
I don't believe it. There must be hundreds of these heads.
This is the secret that lured Calvin Copeland to make his second ill-fated expedition, and the treasure that Sengat was willing to kill for.
But we still haven't found Calvin Copeland, or his daughter and Rex Maples, not to mention the rest of our group.
Yeah.
See, I just noticed. Habeas isn't with us.
No, we lost him when that hissing power came over us.
That's another mystery we gotta solve.
Obviously, it's something the thousand-headed man controls. I suspect wherever we encountered it, he was lurking nearby.
He'd have to be pretty quick to be in all those places at once.
Shh. Listen.
Something's coming this way.
Around this corner, quickly.
Doc, what is it?
Shh, quiet. They'll pass us in a minute.
Doc, it's the thousand-headed man. He's walking right by us.
Look.
Holy cow. Another one. Another thousand-headed man.
There are several of them, walking in a line and chanting that Indo-Chinese dirge.
Look at them. They've all got thousands of heads all over them. And they're each balancing baskets on their heads.
Yes, covered rattan baskets.
Doc, here comes a white man. They've got a rope tied to his neck like a dog.
I see him. Well, I'd say we've located Calvin Copeland.
We gotta rescue him.
Wait until he comes abreast of us.
No! I got him, Doc! What is happening? It's okay, Copeland.
No, it isn't, Granny. Here comes the native. Duck!
Watch it.
That takes care of one of you. Come on, Rennie. The others are coming.
Don't strike them, whoever you are. Here comes another one, Doc.
I've got him. He's not as strong.
Doc, you ripped off his skin. You just grabbed his neck and his skin tore away. Run! Run, you've upset his basket! There's hell inside! Run for your lives!
Rennie, do as he says. There's danger here. Professor Copeland, I'm Doc Savage. We've come to rescue you. Have you seen your daughter?
Lucille? Is she here?
Yes. Where can we find shelter?
We can't. Those giant devils range the jungle for miles around. There are hundreds of them, all members of the thousand-headed man cult.
Cult?
A cult of fanatics. They worship their hideous god, whom they call the thousand-headed man. They dress in imitation of ancient statues of him.
Then there ain't any such creature.
No, I proved that when I tore the hide off that man back there.
Yes, they wear skin-colored garments. The little carved heads are sewn onto the cloth.
And we couldn't tell until we got close to him.
Stop! There's one of them now! And he's opening his basket!
He's pouring something out. Looks like a big brown rope.
It's not a rope! It's a cobra! Back! Back!
Copeland, those aren't ordinary cobras.
No, see how they rear back and snap their head forward? They spray their venom as a poisonous gas. It makes you unconscious. Get back! Down this street. Except for the cult members, this city is deserted. It's been like this for centuries, since the thousand-headed man cult took over here. Their snakes frightened off the original inhabitants. They breed and train them to keep outsiders away. It's part of their evil religion.
That explains why the city stayed abandoned.
Why did they capture you?
They use me and the other prisoners as bait to help train the cobras.
The snakes don't affect the cult members?
They have an antidote, a drink made from bark and jungle berries.
Let's stop here, in this doorway. You said something about other prisoners.
My wife and the rest of my expedition. They're kept in pits near here.
Listen.
There was a signal drum. The cult is calling its members from the jungle. It's crawling with those beastly cowards. You should see them, slithering through the underbrush to sneak up on their enemies. That's how they stole up on our camp and captured us.
Save the explanations and lead us to the prisoners.
The pits are here.
Those barred lids are like the ones over our cell. Here, Rennie, give me a hand.
It's my wife. And that's my pilot, Malone, and my mechanic.
Help them out, Rennie, while I get the other lids.
Right.
Doc Savage!
Wouldn't you know? Sengat. And I see Evel and your melee cutthroats are still with you.
1,000 pardons, Doc Savage. We're only trying to get the black stick from you because the many hazards there will force us.
We'll discuss your treachery later, Sengat. Climb out while I get the next pit open.
Doc!
Monk,
I knew you'd come.
who's with you?
Most everybody. Ham, Johnny, Long Tom, Rex Maples, and Lucille Copeland. And Habeas, too. They just threw him down.
Everyone out. We haven't much time. The whole 1,000-headed cult is after us.
Cult? What's this about a cult?
Later, Ham. Hurry, Johnny. Give me your hand, Miss Copeland.
Thank you, Mr. Savage.
Man, were we in there a long time. They gassed us back near the river when we chased Miss Copeland's voice into the jungle.
There's that Evel character. Am I going to clean his plow?
Yeah, now. None of that.
Ah, you fool! You stumbled against me. My beautiful fingernails.
Sengat busted his precious nails.
That's enough. The drums have stopped. That means the 1,000-headed men will be converging on us soon, and we have no defense against their snakes.
Snakes, Doc?
Yes, Johnny, you've heard the old controversy over whether cobras can throw their venom. Well, there apparently is such a species of cobra used by this cult to capture prisoners. They're the mysterious hissing that we've been fighting.
Well, the super amalgamated. Mr. Savage, you asked about finding shelter. The Pagoda of the Heads is our only chance.
All right, Mr. Copeland, let's go. Sengat, bring your men.
Doc, what's this Pagoda of the Heads?
It's the source of all this trouble. Around this next corner. There it is, up ahead.
Blazes, Doc. It must be worth millions.
I wish I'd never seen it.
We better get up them stairs quick. We're wide open running across the plaza.
Look at the inside of this joint. It's full of treasure.
By my ancestors. But where was
Doc, the plaza is infested with 1,000-headed personages. They're firing arrows at us.
Not just ordinary arrows. They're firing flaming arrows.
What are you so excited about it? Stone pagodas don't burn.
Yeah, our plane did. Remember that fire that came out of the sky and destroyed it?
They probably opened the gas tank and then sent down a flaming arrow. We saw the falling fire, but not the arrows. From a distance, it looked unreal.
Shots! Oh.
Sengat, he and his melee crew have disappeared.
Stay where you are near the entrance. We have come now, thanks to the snakesmen. They stored the Copeland expedition's equipment here.
What do you want, Sengat?
Your cooperation. You will say, my men and myself will leave by another exit. Farewell!
That heathen! He's going to leave us to these snake giants.
We're better off without him, Monk. And the sound of the gunfire frightened the cultists. See, they've retreated.
I guess we waited out then.
Mr. Savage, what are those sounds?
From the sound of it, I'd say Sengat and his villains are looting the pagoda.
Oh, that gold. Those jewels ending up in Sengat's hands.
You want to try and stop them, Maples? Be our guest.
Copeland,
Yes.
I'm still puzzled over those 3 black sticks. You told your daughter they were keys to safe passage in and out of here.
Yes. They were an antidote to the cobra venom. You see, the venom affects its victims through the pores of skin. Cult members drink the antidote, and their 1,000-headed garments protect them as well.
I still don't understand.
During my original expedition, I caught one of the brown devils who was carrying a bag filled with bark and berries that make up the antidote. I returned to London with it, and I experimented until I compounded a black, rubber-like substance.
Out of which you molded the 3 black sticks.
Exactly.
Yet when you returned to Indochina, you never explained this to Rex Maples or your daughter.
No. And it led to my capture, I know. But I was ill with fever, and it made me irrational for a time.
Your daughter explained that.
Yes, well, I was afraid that someone might try to beat me to the Pagoda of the Heads and its treasure. So I kept everything a secret.
That wasn't the clearest of thinking.
I know that now.
Did I hear someone mention the black sticks?
Yes, Monk. I assume they were taken from you when you were captured.
Wrong.
What?
I fooled around with the things back in the jungle. Figured out there was some kind of compound and discovered that heat would liquefy them. So I figured out a way to keep them on me so no one could take them away.
Well, how's that?
I melted them down.
Where are they now?
Let me unbutton my shirt. There. See my undershirt?
Your undershirt is black.
Yeah, but it used to be white. I soaked up the melted sticks with it. All we gotta do is melt the black stuff out of my shirt.
Will that work, Copeland?
Oh, yes. The liquid is all we need. The solid form was just for convenience.
Well, let's start a fire.
Hey, Doc, I think Sam Gatt and his crew are taking off now. They must have all the treasure they can carry.
Good, Rennie. You watch their escape while I build a fire. I have some matches in my watch pocket.
There goes Sam Gatt across the bluff.
Boy, look at those 1,000-headed guys scattered. They're sure afraid of guns.
Sam Gatt's heading for the river. Looks like he's got to make it.
Are you coming, Doc?
I have a fire going. We can use this golden urn to catch the liquid from your undershirt.
It's working, Doc. The black stuff is turned into water.
The antidote liquefies very quickly, as you can see.
Yes. There, that should be enough. Everyone line up for a drink. You first, Monk.
Yuck! Tastes like tar.
That's enough. Give the others some.
The antidote will take effect almost immediately.
Good. Has everyone had a sip?
Yeah.
All right, then. We'll make a dash for the river just as Sengat did. We're not armed, but we have the advantage of being immune to the cobra venom. There may be some fighting, but we can handle it.
I know I can. Let's go.
Don't bunch up. They may shoot flaming arrows at us.
I don't see any of them lugs. Maybe they all took after Sengat's pirates.
Don't count on it, you missing link. We'll still have to cross this plaza.
Say, Doc, you suppose Sam Gatt escaped?
He had a good chance, Rennie. As good as our own.
Mr. Savage, a 1,000-headed man. He sees us.
And he has one of those baskets. He's dumping it onto the ground. Look, there's the cobra.
Here's where I find out if this antidote works.
Monk's running toward the snakes. Monk, you fool!
Hey, it works. All I feel is a little dizzy.
Good work, Monk. Follow us.
In a second.
I think he wants to tangle with that 1,000-headed man first.
Did you see that? Monk floored him with one punch.
He's coming along now.
Blazes, Doc. That big guy was soft. He's folded like nothing.
The Cultists aren't fighters. They rely on the cobras for protection.
When do we get to the gate?
We should be coming to it soon. As I recall, this canal leads to the outside.
There's the gate.
Looks like we're going to make it. I don't see any of those snake guys.
Wait. There's something ahead. It's Sengat and his men. They're sprawled just beyond the gate.
They ain't moving either.
Blazes. They're dead. Every man shot them.
Keep Miss Copeland back. Yes. They are dead. Clubbed to death from the look of their bodies.
I guess the snakes got them, and those 1,000-headed geeks finished them off. If anybody ever had it coming, they did, but it sure kind of gets you inside.
Let's move.
Hey, what about all the golden jewels? We can't just leave it scattered in the dirt. And don't tell me it belongs to them snake guys. They got it off the original inhabitants of the city.
Well, all right. Everyone take an armful of treasure, but don't waste time. We're in serious danger here.
Okay, let's get some here. All set, Doc. Let's go.
There's the river ahead.
Head for those boats. If we can launch them upstream, we'll have a good chance to make it to Sengat's plane safely.
Yeah, he sure don't have any use for them now.
I wonder about the whereabouts of the hydro-like aborigines.
Johnny's right. There's no sign of any 1,000-headed natives, and it's starting to get dark.
Yes.
They're back. They were hiding in the undergrowth.
Home, Ham, Rennie, with me. Form a wedge. The snakes can't harm us. We'll fight our way out.
Let me at him.
Try to club me up.
That's right. These fellows are scarecrows.
Don't underestimate them. They did a job on Sengat.
Snakes knocked him out, you mean?
Look down.
They're going to finish him off.
Not yet, they ain't.
Monk had a gun.
Look,
up. They're scattering.
Oh, except the one I shot. He ain't going nowhere.
Monk, where did you get that gun?
Gun? Oh, I guess it belonged to Sengat. I must have picked it up when I grabbed those jewels.
But you held on to it when we dropped them to fight. And you used it to kill.
You know Doc has a rule against killing, Monk.
Yeah, I guess I got carried away. Sorry.
This has happened before. I don't think Monk is sorry at all.
Is that so? Well, I scared them brown devils off, didn't I?
Let's save this. Everyone grab some treasure and let's get to the river.
It's a good thing Sengat brought a big plane. While we were sailing down that river, I was wondering if this crate would carry us all.
Well, it obviously is.
Hey, Johnny, what happened to your big vocabulary?
I'll bet this adventure scared it out of them.
It wouldn't be the first time.
I certainly look forward to seeing the United States again. At least there, things don't smack of the supernatural.
Yeah, not as long as we're hooked up with Doc. This kind of stuff just seems to find him wherever he goes.
Mr. Savage, I'm very sorry for all the trouble I've caused. I want you to know that I want no part of the treasure from the Pagoda of the Head.
Nonsense, Mr. Copeland. When we reach civilization, we'll divide the treasure. Half will be for you and the other expedition survivors, and the other half will be used to build schools and hospitals in Indochina.
But, Mr. Savage, what do you get out of it?
Believe it or not, Miss Copeland, we get some fun out of this sort of thing.
And so, the secret of the 1,000-headed man is solved, thanks to the man of bronze and his 5 companions. But even as they wing their way back to America, Doc, Monk, Ham, Rennie, Johnny, and Long Tom know that new calls to danger will surely come. And Doc Savage and his men will be ready. The 1,000-Headed Man was written by Lester Dent and adapted for radio by Will Murray. Featured in the cast were Daniel Chodos, Bill Ratner, Art Dutch, Scott McKenna, Bob Farley, Robert Towers, Kemet Mustin, Ann Ross, Michael McConaughey, and William Irwin. Also heard were Glenn Shaddix, Douglas Kohler, and Bob Lyons. Sound effects were created by David Surtees, assisted by Jerry Williams. Production assistance by Samantha Kimmel and Doris Christie. Engineering by Denny King. The Adventures of Doc Savage is produced and directed by Roger Rittner and is a presentation of the Variety Arts Radio Theater.